are times when you lose your troubled mind. Suppose there are times when you're feeling unfound. Suppose there are days when you call those touch of gray. That's when you call me and know just what to say. We go out and on the night. We jump and touch the light. We dance and we don't sleep until we die. We don't have to worry. Drink up the nights early. Keep dancing, dancing, just running right. are times when you lose your troubled mind. Suppose there are times when you're feeling unfound. Suppose there are days when your colors touch the ground. That's when you call me and know just what to say. We go out and on the night. We jump and touch the light. We dance and we don't sleep until we die. We don't have to worry. Drink up the night, it's early. Keep dancing, there's a time for running right. Suppose there are times when you lose your troubled mind. Suppose there are times when you're feeling unfound. Suppose there are days when your colors touch the ground. That's when you call me and know just what to say. We go out and on the night. We jump and touch the light. We dance and we don't sleep until we die. We don't have to worry. Drink up the night, it's early. Keep dancing, there's a time for us.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to the WD Black Cup Season 2, presented by AMD, and obviously made available to you by Skyesports. This is Universe here, and with me, I've got Edge on the edge of his seat because I'm pretty sure he's going to tell you the same thing that I do. The game today is going to keep everybody at the edge of their seats. We've got Velocity Gaming going up against Enigma and Edge. I want to know your thoughts. What do you think about this? We're reaching the finals pretty soon and it's tomorrow. So I want to know, what do you think about this matchup?
Talking about the finals tomorrow, they're going to be, one of these teams, they are going to be facing the Global Esports, the Kings sitting on top. They're just watching all these, all these teams facing off against each other for a spot just to face off against Global Esports. So right now, here we go. The best two teams, undoubtedly in the Indian region, Velocity Gaming and then Enigma Esports. Obviously, there is Global Esports as well, but just taking them out of the equation for now. That's Velocity versus Enigma Gaming. We've seen these two teams face off against each other multiple times in recent times, and we all know how it has gone. How it went down the road for the side of Enigma Gaming. Not a lot of luck, but we did see them take down Velocity Gaming often. But here's the thing: Velocity, they're not gonna give up this chance of facing, Global Esports in that grand final tomorrow and taking away the crown for them from them if possible. But at the
Yeah.
same time, Enigma, if they manage to take down Velocity, Global Esports, they have a storm heading right at them.
Indeed, they do have a storm. Either of these teams going to the finals have the caliber what it takes. But Global Esports, they have been on a break recently. They came back just after a month of their vacation. So and they've already made it to the grand finals. And to be honest, it's like they almost never lost their touch. Right now, we are moving into the grand finals. We've got one more spot left, and everything that we have in store for you guys today is the amazing a cleaner play than what you would expect, because you would want the side of Antidote to do as great as possible, because we know he was used to playing that jet and the duelist role. Then he shifted to the controller role. Oh, sorry, forgive me. He played the Sentinel role when he first came onto Godlike. Remember, he was playing the Sage. He was playing the Sentinel quite a bit. And then when he came to Enigma, he shifted towards that controller role. He plays the Astra, he plays the Viper if need be. It depends on the map, and he's done a great job at honing his skills to a point where he really understands how this team functions and how he can be the best for his team and lead his team to a victory. And to be honest, Enigma, when they started off, they weren't that great with this lineup that they have. They had a couple of problems. They weren't gelling well as a team, but right now they are among the best teams in the country. They're among the top 5, if not the top 3, and they are going to be giving the best of fights if possible.
That is true. And I'm sorry. I think we had a technical difficulty there, minor one. So I'm not really sure if the player, I mean, if the viewers got caught off the roster actually. So we have Hika, RVK, Rexy, Antidote, and Rafael on the side of Enigma Gaming, and on the side of Velocity Gaming, we have Deathmaker, Helef, Vibber, Right to Ace, and Marzo. Yes, as Universe said, Amaterasu is currently not playing. So even with this roster, I'm pretty sure that they will be, putting up one hell of a show. But at the same time, Universe, before we head on to the veto and the match itself, what are your predictions? I mean, score predictions. What do you think it's gonna be here?
Actually, I'm actually not quite sure. I think we might just see a 2-1, depending on the maps that we're probably going to play. Because if we see a bind, I think Enigma probably will take it. I think that bind is a map that they will be really happy with. I know that Ascent is an auto ban for the side of VLT, because they just hate Ascent with every inch of their life in them. And if we are to think about what exactly we are going to see Enigma play, then bind is number 1, I think, on their list that should be there. Bind is something that they should be really proud of. If we see a bind, we're probably going to see a map 3, or if we do not see a bind, I would really like to see a split, because I know Enigma plays split as well. They're pretty good on it, but still, I think this is probably going to be a 3 mapper.
Well, I do too, and I'm pretty sure Velocity's first ban is going to be bind, but at the same time, Enigma's first ban should be Breeze, right? You're not going to be facing Velocity on the map of Breeze. That's just that's a plain up suicide there. I mean, you're just basically giving away a map. So if I'm not wrong, they will go ahead and ban these 2 maps, as we said. And yeah, I am looking forward to the 3rd map, but I mean, there is a feeling in me that says Velocity might just bring it home 2-0.
Yeah, well, we're gonna have to find out whether or not they bring it home 2-0, because they are itching to make their run to the final. They have been in the upper brackets, and they are going to be awaited by Global Esports if at all they do make it there. But yeah, it's just all about a time of a different side of Velocity comes up. We know the way they play. We know the way that these guys dominate their games. They take the slow approach if need be. They find avenues where the opponent has no idea about where they're going to come from. And everything that Velocity does has a bit of a difference to their play. That's exactly why they're among the best teams. They've been one of the most dominant teams, and everything that you would want to see from Velocity is exactly what you would expect it. And talking about that, here we go. We have got the map pool in front of us, ladies and gentlemen. We have split, and Enigma have chosen it, as I would expect, and they're actually going to be pretty happy with this, to be honest. Split and bind both in this. Okay, I like this. Enigma have good odds to maybe take this thing home.
How did bind make it through is the question I have. Okay, let's take a look at the bans that we do have here. Unfortunately, the audience don't see that. But the first ban was Ascent. The ban coming in from Velocity. The ban,
Ascent, like I said, Enigma. they hate Ascent, with all their life. So obviously they're gonna ban Ascent first.
Rafael and Antidote are really good on Ascent, so maybe that's one of the factors. But at the same time, Breeze was banned by Enigma, rightfully so. And the first pick was the map of Split. Enigma is going to be on the defensive half, and then we'll be moving on to the map of Haven, picked by Enigma, where they actually beat VLT last time, and in pretty dominant fashion. To be honest, I don't want to say it, but yeah, there was a jet diff. Rafael absolutely dominated that game. Velocity will be on the defending half, and then Icebox is banned. Moving on to the final map, the deciders map, if it goes a distance, Enigma picked Bind. So Universe, if it goes the distance, Enigma might actually come out on top because that's their best map there.
Exactly what I've been saying. This map pool favors Enigma quite a bit, and that's actually going to put them, in a really comfortable spot as to where they're going to expect themselves to see, in the time to come, after the end of first map. Because if Velocity pick up map number one, then I don't think it's going to be that much of a problem, because Enigma know the Velocity's haven has been a little shaky in the recent past. They've had a couple of losses, they've had wins as well, but losses have also been there. So they just need to find the groove as to where they can maybe upset the side of Velocity, put a bump in their road, and make them tumble a little, and then hope that Velocity just lose their footing. And that's exactly how we go to map 3. But if Enigma somehow pull this out 2-0, I would be really happy to be proved wrong that, Enigma can take down Velocity 2-0 and, just surprise us in the finals.
Well, they are going to be surprises for sure. And the thing that actually surprised me a little before I actually understood what happens there, the Enigma picked Haven over Bind. Because here's the thing, Velocity beat yes, Enigma is really strong on the map of Bind, but they did get beaten up pretty badly on the map of Bind by Velocity. And then Velocity map pick was Haven, and Enigma actually beat them on Haven, right? So with that in mind, I think I understand why Enigma wanted to, pick Haven first and then move on to the Bind as the deciders map. But here's a question, Universe. Last time they did not have Vibber, but this time Vibber is coming into the roster here when they faced off against each other. That was a different tournament, I do understand. But here's the thing: it's the same team, right? It's the same mindset and the same kind of energy and synergy coming into play. So do you think that Vibber coming in back into the team is going to be the X factor for the side of Velocity to maybe, bring this entire thing home?
I think Vibor is a really consistent player. I think that with his skill and the way that he plays, he's been in the roster since the beginning of the time of Velocity Gaming's Valorant roster being created. And I think he understands his role. He's really versatile. He can play as a sentinel. He can play as a controller. He can play even as an initiator. And he's got so much covered under his skill set that, even if no matter which player is not present, even if a duelist, I think even Vibor can probably play a duelist as well. I think he's a great player. And I think that anytime and every time they don't have somebody, even if there's, say there's no Matarasso, he can fill in his role. There's no right to ace, he can fill in his role. And even if there's no, Marzil, he can fill in his role. And even Helef, if it's not present, Vibor can do the job. So him being on the lineup is obviously a great plus for them. He is really versatile. He's aggressive at times, but he's also controlled in the way that he plays out his aggression. And I think he's a great player overall, but we are going to have to see what exactly is going to be the main face-off between, two interesting players here. And that is going to be Deathmaker versus Ralphio. Now, these two are an amazing duo of a player, but on two different teams. They're going to lock horns and they're going to go at it against each other because the Jet Diff is probably going to be settling in today.
That Jet Diff, once again, is on the cards here, but it might or might not happen. But look at that, comparison. 186 kills versus 158 on the side of Deathmaker. But here's the thing. Drawfield played one extra game. And if my math is not wrong, that's what, around 18 kills, 28 kills almost. So Rafael is popping off this entire season, and so is Deathmaker, right? I mean, look at that ACS, 350. Both of them have a 36% headshot, so that's pretty even, Steven. But everything else, if you ask me, are in the favor of is in the favor of Deathmaker. That ACS of 350 is absolutely beautiful, and I'm really looking forward to see the dominant Deathmaker instead of the one where he starts off slow and then comes out strong at the end. I want to see him get that operator, maybe in the third, maybe even in the fourth round. And then I want to see Rafael pick up the operator even on the attacking half.
Yeah, I think that we're going to have to see what exactly we, have to expect from both of these players, because everything that we know these two players to be, they are going to have to show it up today to the best of their abilities, because the problem is that we need a little bit of a competition here, because if either one of them kind of slacks off in today's match, even in one map, it's going to probably mean the loss of that side. Deathmaker and Ralphio both are, the spearheads of their teams. They're the ones that, their team counts upon to find not just the first kill, but multitude of kills across the map. That's exactly why they are among the top 2 players in this tournament. That's exactly why they have the highest kills of their teams in this tournament. And either one of them not having a good day or a good map can mean the victory of the other. So let's just find out, because we're going to be heading into the game pretty soon now, ladies and gentlemen. And I know everybody's been waiting, and we are too. I cannot wait to find out who's going to be the winner of this matchup as we head in to the game pretty soon. But before we do, we just want to let all of you know that both of these teams have done a great job to come so far. So give them a little love in the chat. We all know that Enigma and Velocity are 2 really beloved teams. So give them some love, spam some hearts, and we're going to be going into the game really soon. But Edge, you asked me what are going to be my predictions. I want to know from you, what do you think is going to be happening today?
Well, I always like to make some bold statements. So here we go. The first map is going to be the map of Split, right? So I think Enigma is going to put up a really tough fight, but at the end of the day, Velocity might just come out on top because of the fact that Vibur is in the team and he's a really, just because he's in the team, I'm just going to stick to Velocity right now. And I'm going to go ahead and say that it's going to be something around 39-10 at max in the favor of Velocity. And I still think Velocity might actually win 2-0. I mean, if it goes a distance, then Enigma has a really good chance of, taking Bind home. So if it goes the distance, Enigma might win 2-1. But other than that, I think Velocity will go ahead and hit a home run 2-0.
Well, we will have to find out whether they do that or not, because I think that is something that I would share as well. Me personally, I am a Velocity fan. I have watched them from the beginning of their, start in the esports scene, and I am a fan of them. But that doesn't mean I don't love a good competition, right? If Enigma do win this, I'm still going to be really happy for them, because they would deserve it if they win this against Velocity. That team has seen a lot of differences in their roster happen. They had 3 players leave. They had new players come in. They took so much time to settle down. So seeing them win, something like this at this stage, beating Velocity, would be utterly, really great, not just for them, but not just for their fans, but for any person watching. They would know that Enigma deserve that kind of victory, but they're gonna have to work hard for it. There is a huge mountain ahead of them in the name of Velocity Gaming, and they need to make sure that they have all the necessary gear possible, to make sure that they get the climb done and dusted. And I can't wait. We're gonna be going into the game real soon, and you can see it. I'm already sweating. I'm sweating here, but the players are gonna be sweating even more in the lobbies, because the more heated this tournament has been getting up and leading up to the finals, because Global Esports are waiting. They're just sitting pretty, waiting for the winner of this match to come up and face them. And let's see who is going to be the king of the hill then. And Edge, I just want to know from you, if you do expect, okay, let's say that Global Esports do face off one of these teams in the final. Do you think Global Esports can be beaten, or are they still going to remain at top of the WD Black Cup?
There's a really good chance that they can be beaten. First things first, they're taking a break, right? So, I'm not saying they're off their game, but there's a good chance that they are, right? They did have some pretty huge wins in the VCC and everything else. But here's the thing. Enigma and Velocity, both these teams are really strong, and everyone knows that. We have seen Velocity take on Global Esports multiple times. Everyone calls it the El Clasico. And Global, they kept coming on top. But before that happened, Velocity were the kings. They were standing there top of everyone else. And with that, I think there is a chance of Global getting beaten, but I would say that those chances are slim, considering the fact that Global just had some incredible wins, not only over the teams in Indian region or the region surrounding us, also beating some Korean teams, international teams. Now that is a big feat to achieve.
True, that is. And I think, given all of this that we speculated so far, we're going to head into the game pretty soon. I think that our players are in the lobby. They're going to be choosing their agents pretty soon, and everything is set to go. And you would expect, to be seeing a single duelist lineup, which I'm pretty sure that we're going to be seeing. Weir's can't see it yet, but I can. Deathmaker has taken that jet. Helef has gone in for that Astra. And as I speak about it, there it is on our screens. You can see the lineup here, ladies and gentlemen. Split has come into place, and we're going to be seeing a Viper on both ends, a Sentinel Cypher on both ends. We're going to be seeing Antidote playing that Astra against the LF's Astra, and we have Rafuel against Deathmaker on those Jets. Now, I am really excited for this one. I hope everybody else is as well, because this is going to be a huge matchup. We're going to be starting the game off real soon, ladies and gentlemen. Edge, do you have any last thoughts before we head into this huge matchup?
Well, I don't know. I think it's I think it's a mistake from the technical issue, because I see right to ace spelling. Is that, am I blind, or is that the right spelling, or am I being tricked here? Is that right to ace? Because I'm pretty sure that's not the right spelling.
That's okay. We're not here for the spelling mistakes, so I think we can let that slide.
I always focus on the wrong stuff. I understand. I'm so sorry about that, everyone.
A man of detail, huh? Man of detail.
But here's the thing. I actually thought that we would be seeing a raise coming into play, but looks like that's not going to be a case. We're going to be going in with two controllers, that's Astra and Viper. And lately we did see Viper. And Viper Sky is always a really good combo with the wall and the flash coming in. But Baz are picking up that Cypher. The last time I've seen him play Cypher on the map of Split, he put up one hell of a show. Yes, he did not have a lot of kills, but the information that he gathered and the way that he was moving around the map, blocking off the vision with the Cybercades, that was something I never saw any Cypher do, to be honest. I'm not really sure how the timing was absolutely perfect. That's what I meant. But he knows a lot of one-ways, and so does Rexy. So him going against Rexy as the Cypher is something I'm looking forward to, but the Sky on Hiccup is absolutely beautiful. So right to ace, we've seen his Sky as well, but I still think Hiccup might have a slight edge over there. But the main battle is going to be Deathmaker's Jet versus Rafuel's Jet. As we were talking about, the Jet diff is going to come into play. But the question is Deathmaker going to diff Rafuel, or is he going to get diffed by Rafuel?
Well, we're going to have to find out, because there is a lot of, the rivalry between these two players right here. Whether or not they're going to be, who's going to be on top of the diff, who's going to be in the bottom of that diff, we'll just, it's just going to take a few more minutes for us to find out, because everything that we know, as we see in this setup of these two teams, is the fact that they are two juggernauts. They are two teams that have won multiple tournaments. Velocity Gaming a little bit more successful than Enigma, that's for sure. But Enigma have been on the toes of both Velocity and Global for a long time now. And I really want to see some cool stuff from them, because I know that the operator showdown is going to happen between these two guys here, Rafuel and Deathmaker. We're going to see some crazy, RVK versus Vapor stuff. That is actually a really interesting fight,
called the West Wing Dragoon.
Everything that we are going to be seeing between these two teams is going to be literally a team.
Kings of that region kept slaying tens and thousands of enemies to capture a piece of land. A land known to pierce through the sky, nesting the beast.
I'm pretty sure this is about Global Esports.
On a quest, it began of its capture.
So you wanna go to war with me? You're talking like you think you're royalty. You think that I'm afraid, but I don't break. I heard you question my stability. You think I'll fall just like a guillotine, but I am here to stay. Won't look away. The storm is coming, so you better start running. No, you can't control it in my bones. I'm coming for the I'm coming for the throne.
Little do they know that the beast has already been tamed by a fearless king. Land called the West Wing Dragoon flies a mythical beast called Lakhs. Kings of that region kept slaying tens and thousands of enemies to capture a piece of land. a land known to pierce through the sky, nesting the beast. On a quest they began of its capture.
So you wanna go to war with me? You're talking like you think you're royalty. You think that I'm afraid, but I don't break. I heard you question my stability. You think I'll fall just like a guillotine, but I am here to stay. Won't look away. Storm is coming, so you better start running. No, you can't control it in my bones. I'm coming for the, coming for the. I'm coming for the throne.
Little do they know that the beast has already been tamed by a fearless king.
Well, that was a video and a half of Global Esports. As you can see on your screen, ladies and gentlemen, Enigma, after all of their team talk, are getting into the zone. There is a lot of teamwork between these guys over here, and it just needs to be translated onto what we see is the contender final today. RVK, Hika, Antidote, Raw Fuel, and Rexy, all of them sitting pretty in their boot camps, are ready to take on the Giants of Velocity. And on the other side of things, you can see it. You can see the change in the tone. It's like Enigma are these, dark contenders coming from, the depths of hell, where they have built up this crazy team and they've made so much differences in the way that they've played to come up on top. And Velocity sitting atop of the Kings of multiple, victories, multiple, championship titles that they won. They are going to be awaited by Global Esports. Who is going to win this one out?
You gotta wait for it. But right now, looking at all the players, they are hyped up. They are ready. And so are we. One last match for the contenders. After this, after the entire BO3 series, obviously that is, it's going to be map number 1. Winning that first map is always going to be beneficial because it's going to be in the back of the heads of your opponents that they only have one more match. And if they lose that, they're going home. The journey is done for them. And Global Esports, they're going to be watching all 3 maps if it goes the distance pretty closely, because one of these 2 teams will be facing them off tomorrow at 5 p.m. in a BO5 to be the king of the hill.
Yep, indeed. Let's see who's going to be trying to take it down, because Global Esports are not going to go down that easy. And as we've seen all the players loaded into the map, we are just awaiting a few more, technical issues to be sorted out, as we are going to be going into the game pretty soon, ladies and gentlemen. The only thing that we are left to consider now is whether or not we're going to see a domination of the game over here, because is this going to be close? Is this not? We're going to have to find out. Everything is on the line here for the teams who are going to be playing today. Split is a map where it's really dynamic. It gets up close. It gets personal. Short range fights are more here than the long range ones. And let's see whether or not we're going to see some judge action today. But before we get into all of that, here is the first pistol coming up as Enigma go against Velocity in the contender finals.
With that, we have look at the positioning coming in already. They're playing it really slow. They do not want to take any early engagement whatsoever. Velocity Gaming on the attacking, Enigma on the defensive half. Enigma hit on towards that Raptor. He's gonna get. Oh, he's not gonna take any damage. For a second, I actually thought he jumped mid-air, but he did not. Good thing for him. Otherwise, he would have taken 15 damage, which would have been crucial. But he's still gonna get taken down. Monster mid-air headshot takes him down. Rexy, on the other hand, gets a trade, gets himself a double. DM and Marshall, both of them go down while Rock will take down Viver.
Right to ace makes it a little bit easier. Make that another. Right to ace is just popping off right now. He's got 2. He's down low. Blinds Antidote. Antidote needs to be careful. Takes down right to ace as RVK finds his teammate on heaven. And that's going to be Enigma surviving a pistol that could have been a little bit nasty for them. But they still have things in control. Both the controllers have got it down. And now we go. Pistol in the hands of Enigma as Velocity starts to play on the eco.
Well. Right to ace almost had the right to clutch. You know, almost. He almost got that clutch. That would have been insane with like, what, 25 points of health? 16 points of health, I believe. That's all he had. And with that, he still managed to land a headshot. But then Rexy getting that double kill onto Marcel and DM was the start of the downfall for the side of Velocity. The first pistol round, but it's just one round. We're not gonna be judging Velocity based on a pistol round, especially. They do have a pistol. Look at that. That round will spec up. It's actually gonna be enough.
One enemy remaining.
Can he get that kill? Yes, sir. He will get himself a triple and a flawless round. Rocco and Hika, they take a bit of damage, but doesn't really matter. They deal a lot more onto the side of Velocity Gaming.
Oh boy, that was an interesting first 2 rounds. An easy cleanup for Enigma, but here comes the first buy from Velocity. Everybody is going to have a Vandal or a Phantom on their hand. Half armor across 2 of those players, but still all right, pretty much. They're going to be okay because they do have the better weaponry here. Now, Velocity looking like they want to split their approach more towards B. It is being concentrated with 3 players there. Right to aces. Forgive me. Marzo, who's playing the Cypher, by the way. Okay, Marzo just brings down 1, gets a double as well. And he's done his job for his team. Holding down that line over there was really important for him. And he found 2. Then that's going to be wielding a lot of value. As Rexy, he probably could have found the head, but a little too late as DM finds an early frag onto B Heaven, and that's probably going to be the end of Enigma over here. Antidote in his own gravity well goes down to right to ace. A little bit of a blunder there for his own self, as the right to ace planning the spike is probably going to confirm the round, as Ella will probably take down. Yep, that's going to be the end, and there it is. We have Velocity winning their first round.
Well, okay, I'm going to talk about something completely irrelevant. Those new skins, man, I mean, that music gets me going. I'm not even kidding. I am planning on buying it, but the only thing that's stopping me is already have a glitch for Vandal. I made a pact myself that I'm not going to buy more than 1 skin for a specific weapon, right? So this new skins, Riot, I hate you so much. Why do you have to go ahead and do this? They put up first they introduced the Spectrum Vandal, right? Sorry, Spectrum Phantom. I had to buy it because of the music. And now I want to buy it because of the Vandal. But yeah, more about that later. Right now, let's jump into the first kind of a buy round. Pretty even Steven on both the sides. Let's see what happens. Velocity, they did pull up that buy round and the bonus didn't go in the favor of Enigma Gaming. But now they are on the full buy as well. Let's see if they can actually make it work. Hika is out in the open, but the Trailblazer is going to be coming out. He's going to be taken down by DM instantly. Velocity Gaming, they want to have that mid control while Viper slowly but steadily making his way towards that B main. But look at the stars coming in from Astra. I'm not really sure which Astra stars they are. I believe that's the defending stars. So they are in good hands right now. But the question in my mind right now, why are they going A? Because if you ask me, that is not the kind of gameplay that they were planning on, and they leave Astra at mid. So I'm not really sure. I believe it's going to be that heaven control and then you make their way back to B or something like that. But Velocity, whatever they're doing, at least for now, it's working out.
It's getting... Oh, that was a great shot and a half as Velocity are taking control, but they're falling apart as well. Ended up found 2. That's a great thing. RVK probably going to find Vibor here. No, Vibor gets his head and immediately traded out from heaven above. Hika has no idea where Helef's coming from, but that tripwire is going to give them a little bit of a clue. And Helef, as soon as he sees it, he knows he has to save. There's nothing he can do. And Enigma have pulled out a 3rd on the basis of a great hold on towards A. Velocity did make a split happen. That's about it. Rexy, he jumps down, probably going to get fed to... No! Helef, how do you miss that? Unfortunate from LF over there. But this round was Enigma written all over it. Vibora, he got a great kill onto RVK, but the immediate trade that came in was the end of that one round over there. Enigma 3-1 up, and they are looking good in the first part of this first half. They just need to continue on this momentum because Right to Ace and Co right now are on an eco. Okay, B-side approach. Rexy, it's an easy count of a board, not a suspecting of anybody being in that close corner towards the right. They're holding down the lines here, even though they've got the better weaponry and then they know the velocities on an eco. They're not really pushing up.
Obscuring vision.
That's a good thing from Enigma. They're trying to give the respect that velocity deserves.
Scout destroyed. Here.
That's keeping them at bay for now. 3 versus 5. Helef sneaking in slowly. Rafia with the operator on the other end of it. He's also got Deathmaker for his support. It's all on to Hika now. Hika finds one. The second
remaining.
gets it. An easy headshot. And that should be the end of this round. Rexy, he saw the leg. I'm pretty sure he saw the leg of Right to Ace. And that should be the end. But yeah, pretty much what you would expect from Enigma, given that they have the upper hand. 4-1, looking good for the side of Enigma here, ladies and gentlemen.
Flawless.
Rexy with the upper hand of positioning. He's gonna find an easy kill. 4-1, Enigma are in cruise control, at least in the first bit of this first half. Well, the first half has been rather interesting so far. Whether or not it's gonna continue in the same momentum, same kind of form, we're gonna have to find out.
One enemy remaining.
Enigma,
30 seconds left.
well, I really hope they have more tricks in their bag. Velocity have taken an immediate timeout, and that's a good thing for them. It's good enough to break down the momentum early in the game and maybe find a groove that they can immediately put a rift in the opponent and take out round number 2 right here. They have a full buy, so that's going to help them a little bit more. But it's still going to be a tough fight. Enigma are looking a little strong right now. They're not really being as aggressive as they usually are. And that kind of throws Velocity off guard because they would expect them to be aggressive. And with this timeout, even Enigma have got a little bit of something to think about. Because they can maybe make a plan, thinking about what exactly Velocity are going to do. Or maybe shift up their entire setup on defense in this one round. Let's find out. Towards A they go. We've got Hika trying to throw in a flash and maybe disrupt their pushes in case it comes in. They're not faltered yet, as we have Right Choice and Deathmaker maybe trying to sell out a fake towards mid. And Rawfuel getting this information towards B main is amazing because he can hold on the B side all by himself. And that's going to give the side of Enigma a little bit of confidence that they can maybe stack towards A. That's exactly what they're going to do. 3 players versus 3 players on this A side if it does travel up to be a fight. But because Right to Ace and Deathmaker are coming from wins, this is going to throw things in the mix. But Rexy, he gets the first kill. Vibora goes down. That Viper wall is really, really good right now. And they have no idea that Marshall is in this, but he finds the kill. He takes him down. And the Cypher diff comes in. 4 versus 4. Hella probably spotted out Rawfuel here. And down to the last 40 seconds we go. Here come out the Seekers from the attackers. And RVK has found Marswell coming up from the rafters. Excuse me, ramp side. Seekers from both ends going. Velocity taking too much time for their own good. Probably going to end up not being their round unless they push in. 2 players left now as ended up finds LF.
Mid.
And that probably is going to confirm the end of this one. Yet again, Velocity beaten by the means of time.
Left.
One after the other, they locked in players.
Remaining. Spike down mid.
And pretty much done. What a round by Enigma. What a first half by Enigma so far, at least. Now, if we are to see what exactly the side of Velocity are going to be pulling up in this first half, it has to be at least maybe a 6-6, score line. Because anything lesser, not 6, at least 7-5. Because anything lesser is probably going to throw them to a really bad second half where they are on the defense, but they might just get,
Blinded.
difficult promotional value. Oh boy, he's taken down Antidote, but an immediate trade in. Deathmaker, he's looking to make this Swifty work. Rondo runs straight back in. And he knows that he needs to be alive. He misses the shot, uncharacteristic of him. And Deathmaker makes him pay.
Last player standing.
VLT, what a round by them. A Thrifty coming in the works here. As Marzo was looking for the last kill, and he's looking in the right direction. Oh, Deathmaker. Oh, Rexy. Okay, gets another. He's causing damage, and that's good. But Velocity, with winning this round, they're gonna get a lot more money, so that's okay. And Rexy, oh, he has to run away. What a round!
Cage triggered.
5-2, and that's exactly what they would need. A way to get back into this game. What can we expect, though? Because going further into this, the only thing that we're going to probably see is Velocity trying to fight their way into this, not dominate it. Considering that, how exactly Enigma have been dominating so far. Oh, that's a good tag. Deathmaker not going to be able to capitalize upon it, though. Cannot dash in. But the rest of his team do walk in with him. And Rexy, good positioning, finds one. The Neurosep goes in. That's going to help his teammates out. As Rolfo yet again missing a shot that's not the usual from him. And Antidote's positioning is so good. A 3 kill for him. Antidote.
Enemy remaining.
On
Spike
it,
down
Rolf,
A.
single player Enigma having a great game. And then Antidote finds the fourth.
punished.
Amazing things being shown here from Enigma. What a great game from them so far. 6-2 up they are. Oh boy. Well, there was a small little problem here, ladies and gentlemen. I had lost Edge for a couple of minutes here. Unfortunately, due to some internet issues, power issues. But he's back. I have my wingman right back. Oh yeah, you missed a lot of things crucial. Enigma are 6-2 up, and that is a problem because the way that they're playing, Velocity are not able to handle it. They're finding angles, they're finding avenues to fight with which Velocity, quite honestly, are not able to compete with, and they're going on that buy eco constantly after losing. Closer and closer we get towards that A site, but it's getting a little difficult because Velocity don't really have the weapons to fight. Raw is forced to play passive. Not something that you see usually being done by him. He's so upfront, so in your face. But before he's gonna cause trouble, takes down Igga. Rawfield's gonna trade back in the form of Marzo. And right to Ace, looking and moving at the wrong time. Timing works against him, but Vibor's ultimate, forgive me. Yeah, Vibor's ultimate is actually gonna help him. I actually thought that was Marzo
One
for a second.
enemy remaining.
RVK's taken down Deathmaker though, so that makes things easier for side of Enigma as Rawfield finds the door and his ultimate put to no avail as Enigma find number 7 and things get a lot more difficult for Velocity. Edge, this is not good for Velocity.
This is not going good at all for the side of Velocity right now. 5-round lead for Enigma, but that was an eco, so it's understandable. But here we go. It's going to be a bad round for the Velocity side, and if they want to have any chances, I mean, they can still actually make it work. You know, maybe a 9-3 curse, and the curse is real. That's all I'm going to say. But that's not what Velocity are going to be aiming for. They're going to be aiming for that 7-5 scoreline, because then it'll be much easier when the side switch actually happens. And then Velocity, you know, switch to that defensive half, which is usually what I favor on the map of Split as well. And operating skills of DM are absolutely beautiful on the defensive half rather on the attacking, which we don't even see him picking up an operator, you know, a lot on the attacking half. So I think 4 rounds, at least 4 rounds, and then Velocity might have a really good shot here.
Yeah, but they need those 4 rounds as they need to start with this one right here, because if they lose this one, it's gonna give 8. No! You check your corners, DM. You just cannot walk out like that on an angle which you know is open. You can't be anywhere in that archway, and because of that, Velocity have lost an early player who should be the one dashing into the side for them. But because they've given up so much attention towards mid, Vapor has been allowed to crawl in, he's found a kill. Velocity have crawled into the A side thanks to Marshall and Vapor's utility. And Rawfield needs to be careful, needs to check this corner. No, he won't. And he's going to go down. Ika with the immediate trade on the hell of though, as Velocity are trying to capitalize. And Marshall's going to get straight down, straight to this box. 2 versus 2. Right to Ace on the flank from Heaven. Can't find the kill onto Antidote. But this weird exchange of positioning could cost Velocity because right to Ace, he comes in. No, he's not going to let anything go down on their side. Woo! They find another round, and Velocity are not out of this just yet. They're fighting for their life.
Right to Ace. Beautiful placement. Takes down 2 players pretty easily, you know, with the flank there towards that B Heaven area. But this positioning from Rocky, look at this. Pretty easy. I'm not really sure why DM didn't even bother checking that corner. But then Viper with a beautiful shot onto his counter path. Viper, Marcel, same mistake that DM did. Rawfield did the same as well, and he goes down. And then this 1v2 pretty easy. Sorry, 2v2. Right base takes both of them down. But here's the thing: the operator is still online. Oh, imagine if they peek. Rawfield is out in the open. That peek from the cardboard, he's gonna get taken down. Never mind, that's not gonna happen yet. Rawfield, now he knows that one's on towards that towards the area. But RVK on the other hand takes on before back to
Oh my god.
1 enemy remaining.
Oh boy.
Go unchecked. Why did Right Joyce not check that corner? He just let it go by, and Rawfield, he's gonna make Velocity pay for not checking that corner, and 8-3 up we go. Edge,
Last
that
round
was
before
such
the
a
switch.
big look at this. It was just literally one angle, and Deathmaker did not expect it. And because of that, 2 players lost their lives early on, and the third given to Rawfield, a gift of a round. And you can see it. Nobody from the side of Velocity is having a great game. Deathmaker definitely is in. 4 kills on his name, and Rawfield, he's on 12-5. Even though he missed a couple of shots today, he's still at the top of his game.
Well, we wanted to see a jet diff, and we are getting a jet diff. Just not the kind of diff that anyone expected, to be honest. I mean, we did not expect DM. But, ooh, Rawfield takes a lot of damage there. Down to 66 points of health. They do have the Sky to heal him up, but that's not the fact here. The point is, one of the players is low, and the heal needs to be used, but the position is going to be given away. While DM, beautiful headshot onto RVK, down to a 4 versus 5 here, Uni.
Yep. Velocity for the first time have a man advantage in their hands, and they should not let this go away. I don't exactly know what is going on the side of Velocity. They're playing a little bit differently here, because everything that you would want to see Velocity do, it's actually a little different. They're playing really slow. They're taking their own time. They're not really messing too much with Enigma. They're giving them a lot of respect. And that's strengthening the mix. Another Seeker attempt here by Right to Ace to find avenues towards A, maybe. One Seeker is going to give out a position that there might be a backstab coming in. but they move towards a Astra device
30 seconds
going to be
left.
putting Cosmic Device. Marzo finds the antidote, and that's a little bit of a problem. Enigma are losing players one after the other, and it looks like the 8-4 scoreline is more real than the 9-3 right now.
Spike planted.
Last
Last player
but
standing.
let's see. Oh, he can actually take him down. Sorry, take him down. DM though. He wants that other kill. Let's see. For a second, I actually thought he might go down to DM. He wants to, get as many kills as he can, get that confidence up. But 8-4 is where it's at right now. And just as we said, 4 rounds, maybe just enough. But let's see. And we have Euphoria in the background as well, just trying to cheer everyone up. Yes, they are not having a great day. It's considering the fact that this is Velocity's map pick. That is what concerns me here. This is Velocity's map pick, and they are down 8-4. Enigma showing us once again why they deserve to be in this contender finals and also in that grand final tomorrow, if possible.
Exactly. With this pistol round, Velocity should be looking to make a comeback. They need to win this pistol. And Marzo, looking at the A main, completely clear, is going to give his team a little bit of confidence. And they actually have already stacked up towards mid and B. And that's a good thing, given that Enigma are actually right here. All 5 of them. Even mid has been cleared off to some extent. And they know this is B. Look at this. Velocity. This is your chance, and Rafuel's gonna take that chance away from Helaf as he finds the first kill. Doesn't matter that he was vulnerable, but Vibor here could be a problem to deal with. Gets one, looking for the second, finds it, but Rexy's found 2 of his own, and RVK takes him down. Arthur comes in for the rescue. 2 versus 1. Has no idea where RVK is. Maybe could be under that box place, but he can also be towards defender side spawn. He runs away from there, gets past him. Hika tucks himself in this corner. 22 HP. 1 bullet is all it's going to take for Marzo to take him out. But he's giving off a lot of sound. And that's going to give Hika a little bit of a help. He gives 1 bullet to the head, which RVK will capitalize upon, and 9-4 up. This is turning out to be a disaster for Velocity.
This is not good. This is not going good. This is not going good for sure here. But okay, it looks like we have a minor issue here. But the score is 9-4 and the pistol round. Oh boy, that should have gone into the favor of Velocity. But at the end, Enigma, the way that they are playing right now, there's nothing that the side of Velocity could do. They have no answers. That's what I feel like. Velocity, they need to come up with answers, or else Enigma might just be the answer to the question that we were asking earlier, that who might win the first map here.
Well, that is true. Velocity, they've let Enigma take the B side, given that this is an eco and Antidote's found an early kill onto LF. And he's pushing up, and that's a mistake. Antidote, not what you want to make, my friend. Deathmaker with a weapon is a problem, but RVK handles it. And Marzo with a shorty on the backlines is being scouted upon by Rafuel, who waited and waited. And he's got another player to fight out. Blinded for a second here. Right away, should have probably found that here, but the classic nerf is just a little too much for him to find anything. And 10-4 up. Enigma on the map of Split R being dominant. And this is a great thing for them because, like I said earlier, Edge, we talked about this. If Enigma finds Split, we will see map number 3. And that is their chance to win this one, because I would honestly love to see them take this to a 2-0 themselves as well. I really wouldn't mind. I would love to see Enigma in the finals. But Velocity are kind of this momentum-based team.
To that, you are definitely right about that, viewers. And Velocity, they need that momentum to ride on. But right now, they're on the defensive half, and it's the first Pyro. So there is a good chance that they can actually take us into overtime as well, by winning 8 rounds back-to-back, and then Enigma might actually win those 2 as well. But here's the thing. Enigma are on the bonus, so there's a really good chance of Velocity winning this round, and living to fight another round. But River, he was almost caught there. They're making a hard A push, which is not a good idea if you ask me. But Velocity, are they ready for this?
Well, let's find out. Helef is holding a pretty great angle, and he's supported by right to waste. And talk about the great angle. He finds a great kill. Robfield's gone down. Enigma lost a player, and this is a bonus for them, but they still get lunch rate back. Right to waste immediately responding. Managed man is still with the defenders. RVK jumps upon the box, and that is not a good place to be in. Wall is put down for a reason, and Hika gets away safely. He knows he cannot take that long-range fight as antidote on B Heaven.
30 seconds left.
Looking to find Deathmaker, but Deathmaker is not going to let that
remaining.
happen. Has a better weapon. That's going to confirm Velocity's number 5 here. But they're still halfway away here, Edge. Are they going to be able to make it up?
I think they can, to be honest. You know, Velocity are the kind of team, as you said, are known for making comebacks and, you know, are known for riding the momentum. So if they get this particular round and then a couple more rounds here and there,
This goes here.
I think, and especially I'm waiting for the operator on Deathmaker, because that's gonna be the X factor. If he lands the shots, I'm pretty sure Velocity will have an easy, you know, easy game from there on forward. But if he's unable to hit the shots with the operator, oh boy, then Velocity, they have a lot of things.
Indeed. Antidote. He's calling out to his team, expecting what might be on the other end of that Viper utility. As Rexy's holding down towards A with just a tripwire. Enigma taking things a little slow, but they're aggressive on mid, and this crossfire between these two is really good. And before finds Antidote, I don't know how Antidote did not see that.
Player standing.
He had a couple of bullets being spammed down in his general direction. But it doesn't matter now. Rexy's been left all alone.
All alone. You know, 1 versus 5, pretty much impossible. But I think Velocity would like to keep it a flawless round. So, you know, they're just taking it slow. They're not peeking. Marzel, he knows. Oh no, is he invulnerable? No, he's not. Rexy will find that kill. He turned around and put a shot onto DM. But then Weber with the flank will take him down pretty easily. Triple for him. And look at all the players on VLT. Told their guys they don't care because they know this game is far from over. They still have a lot of work to do. You know, long way ahead. Still 4-round deficit. And Velocity, they did push Enigma into an eco. So 7th round should be on the board pretty easily unless, you know, Enigma pull out something incredible from their, you know, miracle bag is what I would like to call it. But Velocity, they need this round and the next round as well. Because then they'll be pushing Enigma into another eco. Then there's a really good chance of us going into that 10-10 equalizer there.
Well, let's find out whether or not we're going to reach that equalizing spot. Velocity, yet again, holding a little bit of an aggressive angle onto B Heaven. Deathmaker here needs to make the difference for his team. Flash is being exchanged. Not too much done here. And here comes the eco round push from Enigma. Rockio, he finds the first kill.
What?
Right to waste. He trades back, but only one. Rockio with the Vandal, the Hero Vandal. It's probably going to be the savior of this round for them. It's RVK looking for an opening towards B main. Marzel on the other end of it expects him to be somewhere
I know
in this
exactly where
close
you
vicinity,
are.
but that tripwire hasn't been broken. Although they
Oh
have, oh my god, no. Velocity, how?
One enemy remaining.
How have you lost this? This was supposed to be your round, and before he's left to wonder all alone on the A side. What the hell just went down? Plan goes
Spike
down.
planted.
Save already being called by him and his team. And a number 11 for Enigma.
Number 11, as I was saying, the miracle bag. Guess they have some miracles in it after all. You know, I mean, first things first, Deathmaker missed all of his shots onto Astra and Jet. And then right away, only managed to get 1 kill, right? That's it. That's all they needed. And then the Niltif came into play, and then the information has been gathered, and then Marzel comes out, and then he gets instantly taken out. Pretty easily, and then we were all the way towards A, could not do anything. So it's not just an eco round, it's 4 weapons being saved, almost being saved. Let's see if they push, actually. Weber can actually take down RBK. What the...
Okay.
Biff? Now that's just pressure getting to them. Pressure getting to the side of VLT right there.
Yeah, that's true. That's just, you know, they're getting pushed, they're getting piled upon, and it's just like Enigma are this big bully that's, you know, just sitting on top of you, stealing your lunch money, and says you get nothing more than just 6 rounds. This buy round for Velocity is probably the last one if they lose this edge, because if they lose this, we're gonna have to say it's game over, and we're gonna have to look at map number 2. Haven is gonna be Enigma's advantage to go to. Deathmaker with the knives. Oh wait, hell up! He actually finds a 2-man sprint on Rexy with an immediate trade back, but it's gonna be still Enigma on the lower end of men. Deathmaker's
Deathmaker spotted dashes out with the cloud burst out, and the Seagulls will get a couple of information, a couple of players there, but that's it. Velocity, they still have a lot of them. They're bearing the players down, but the Blade's not gonna be hitting anyone. Deathmaker's in a P, but he takes down Rexy. Sorry, takes down Rexy to 80 points of health, but instantly healed. Oh boy, that camera. Where is that? Viper, his position is actually risky. He spotted out Cypher's head, but does not manage to take down. It's gonna be the battle of the peaks here. Solar Peaks coming in. Plays around. Velocity. He will get that kill actually. Viper onto Rexy. Cosmic Divide coming into play from the side of Enigma Gaming. It's going to be a 2 vs 3 situation here. Still a man in front of the side of Velocity, but Antidote, he knows where Viper is. Viper, as soon as he peeks this, he's going to get taken down. No, never mind. Antidote turns his back around. Whoa! How is he still alive? Viper, I think he had like 2 bullets. He didn't reload. He forgot to reload. Oh no! These are. Hey, look at this, okay? Anti, he turns his back around. Viper shoots. And
yeah,
oh
I think
God.
it was just unfortunate timing. It's just a little bit of a unfortunate timing over there, but it's still okay though. Velocity needed that round
to get the round. Yep.
Yeah, Velocity needed that round and they found it. And that's a good thing. That's all they needed. The round doesn't matter even if it came down to a 1v1. And now Enigma. They have the upper hand here still. They have 4 rounds in their bag to work with that they can afford to lose, but I'm pretty sure they don't want to.
Definitely don't want to.
Yeah, this mid Viper's Pit here is going to give Velocity a lot of room to play with, and mid being an important region in split is going to cause Enigma a little bit of problem, as they have taken over A, most of it at least. Look at this, RVK. He's pushed up towards ramp. He's got Deathmaker on the other side of it. The flash is going to confirm that nobody's there, actually. Nobody peeked out from right to ace. But there is a 3-man stack from Velocity on A. Right to ace is still a little confused. He's moving back. You can see in the map, he's just going back and forth, thinking about what exactly is happening. That flash is going to confirm presence. And Deathmaker expects RVK, finds one, blinded, but it's going to go back over here. Raphael, he wants this fight. He's itching for it.
For it, but Deathmaker, you know, getting that kill. Now they don't have the Viper anymore. Velocity Gaming, they do have the upper hand, but can they get a kill onto Raphael? As long as Raphael is alive, so are the hopes for the side of Enigma Gaming. Raphael spraying through the smoke, spamming, expecting, just you know, hoping to get some kills. Rexy, oh, right waist. How did he miss that? But still, wait a second. Right leg went down first, and then got a kill.
Down A.
It doesn't really matter if we're talking about the
seconds
lane of
left.
before going down to Hick, and it's all down to Hick in a 1 vs 3 situation. Can he pull it off? With 5 seconds, there's no way. He needs to save. But can he save? No, sir, he cannot. Because Viper is on the flank and he will take him down. And this, I'm gonna go back. And Universe, I'm not really sure if you saw that, but right to ace, he died.
Yeah.
But then on the kill feed, we saw that he actually took down Rexy. There you go. This, I think he was, I mean, the bullet was mid-air, right? That's the best. I don't know, explanation I could come with.
Yeah, that is true. Velocity pull up another round and they're making this work. A comeback is looking like it's in the books. Split looked like it was lost just a few rounds ago. All Enigma need was 1 round because they put on that match point and the pressure on Velocity tripled down. But look at this. Deathmaker pushing in. He's got, oh, the timing of that. Really close. He gets away. Deathmaker is not going to give a bit of damage, and neither is he going to receive anything.
Oh boy. It's going to be an eco for the side of Enigma Gaming, but they did pull off an eco last time. So Velocity, you better not take Enigma lightly this time around. Bibber, he's ready for it. Yep, he's not gonna miss this time around. Get himself a double, but Bibber takes down Hika. Down to a 2 vs 5 situation. This should be a flawless run for the side of Velocity Gaming. Rexy, he is in mid, in that market area. He's ready
One
for
enemy
DM,
remaining.
but DM is ready for
Spike
Rexy
down,
as
mid.
well. All down to RVK. 1v4. Oh, okay. That was a good shot, but that's about it. He will go down to Wyvern. 11-9 is the scoreline. 2 rounds needed for Enigma Gaming to take away the map number 1. 2 rounds needed for the side of Velocity to, equalize the scoreline.
Yeah, that is true. 2 more rounds. That's all they need. And now the only way that Enigma have to make a round fall into their favor is by trying to outdo the side of Velocity by some way or the other towards mid, especially. Because the mid region is constantly falling towards Velocity side, and they're gonna, constantly keep dominating it until the point they can. With an early A presence, Enigma are actually falling back immediately. They want to give away as much sound Q as possible, but Velocity are not buying it. There's still 3 men towards B. Hell on the side. Right to Ace and Vibor on B Heaven. They've got this defensive lineup pretty held down. As Enigma prepare to go towards mid with 4 players. What's going to happen now?
Well, here's the thing. They're taking that having control. Rockfield, he's out. He's completely blinded. He will go down to Whipper. Down to a 4 versus 5 situation here. Man advantage side of Velocity. 3 players was advantage. Main area. 1 goes down. RVK with the trade. Down to a 3 versus 4 right now. They do have a Viper player and UL Tap. They're not going to be using UL Tap because Cypher is towards that B main area. Rexy, but Helev is ready to welcome Cypher into the side if he decides to go in. And RVK, he will get taken down by a beautiful crossfire, and Helev will take down Rexy, which means Enigma Gaming are forced into another eco round here, Uni. And right now, I mean, that's what we were talking about, right? The the momentum, that's what I meant. Momentum. And Velocity, they found it, and now they're just riding the wave of the momentum here.
1 enemy remaining.
Clearly, that's what I told earlier as well. Velocity Gaming are a team that bases themselves on momentum. Every single time, they have this, a little bit of a slew in their match. They do get themselves back up. And even sometimes when they don't really have momentum, they make it work. Marzel, he's hearing a lot of players and sprays down Rafuel really low as the heal comes in, but Vibor's gonna find RVK. An immediate trade-off. Rafuel finds the head of Vibor. Right to Ace. Needs to be careful. Should not be giving up his life over here.
Careful now.
Marzel crawls into the side. Those cages are gonna give a little bit of a room to play, but DM takes down Hika. Enigma are falling apart. Enigma are not able to stand anymore. Rexy's found them an alternative, but for how long can he stay alive? Deathmaker almost connecting that shot. This is getting a little too close for a 2 versus 3. There's a flank coming in as well. 3 players in 3 different directions for Velocity that Rafuel and Rexy need to be taken care of. Rafuel down low to 24 HP as well as this is not looking good.
That is true. Look at that. They have been completely surrounded. 3 directions, 3 openings, and 3 players on the side of Velocity. They have completely locked them down. And right to Ace, he does have a flash. He's gonna have another one in 10 seconds. Velocity DM, he knows exactly where one of the players is. But now right to Ace, he's gonna give the information that one's over, right? And we know that one's towards that side. There you go, the flash is out. He does have another flash. Rafuel, nevertheless, lands a beautiful shot on the DM. Right to Ace, what's that? Oh, that was too close. That was too close to comfort. Oh my god, and everyone knows it. Right to Ace knows it as well. Bit too close, but doesn't really matter. Helev pulls it off. 6 HP and 11-11 is the scoreline, and I'm really looking forward to see what the economy is right now on the side of Enigma. Is it there? Do they? I still think they can afford to buy Vandals with light shields, but if they lose that one, Velocity might just pull off an Alamo here.
Well, we will find out soon enough here because we are getting closer and closer to this equation of a scoreline. Maybe Velocity can go further on here. This is their chance.
Right there.
Enigma and Velocity have had a great fight so far, but Velocity in the last couple of rounds have come out on top.
Cage triggered.
Deathmaker with that early kill is going to confirm the man advantage for his team. And this is going to be a problem.
It is
Here.
gonna be up.
Eyes down.
Oh, what a beautiful shot again. DM getting himself a double kill right away. He's inside the Viper's Pit. RVK has made his way into the A. Heaven there, Marzo will be taken down. And the Viper's Pit right now coming in from RVK towards that CD position. 4 versus 3, and the Seekers are out coming in. Ripper, he knows exactly where Viper is. Oh, but the Seekers are actually has given away his position. The 2 players towards the ramp area, 1 towards that Heaven. I still think Velocity, they can actually make it work still. The spike has just made his way into the site. It's going to be planted. LF, he needs to be careful. But look at the post-plant positions coming out from Enigma Gaming. Beautiful. And now, with 45 seconds on the clock, Vibber just spam through the smoke. just spam through the ult. They're going to get at least a kill. And they will get the kill. Because RVK decides to peek. He will take them right away. But an instant trade coming in. 2 versus 3 situation here. And I think Velocity will be coming out on top here. Let's go to the positioning coming in. 1 towards the ramp, 1 towards that A.
You want to fight
backside of A. But here's
Look
the
at
thing.
this flank.
Yep. Hiccup.
Oh, Velocity. You need to be careful, but they still find those 2. That is great from them. And Hiccup going down as well. What a round. Velocity have taken map point in a comeback from 11 to 7.
Oh boy.
A comeback of the ages in Enigma. This is all on them. Look at the smiles on their faces. Everybody on the side of Velocity is happy. And suddenly everything that was joy and happiness on the faces of the players of Enigma have now turned to sadness. They were just 1 round away from match point. And suddenly now they seem like they're a mile away.
All of a sudden, it's Velocity, dictating the pace of the game. And not Enigma anymore. Enigma, they were feeling really good and really confident, but right now, after the side switch, Velocity, I told you, they're gonna switch bases. They were shifting gears and they did. Velocity right now, feeling really confident. 1 more round, that's all it takes. The economy on the side of Enigma Gaming, it's not that great, but it's still decent enough to give them a good enough buy, something to fight for, right? Look at the placements coming in. 3 towards that B market area and 2 towards that, including the spike towards that A. But right now, the spike is making its way. Oh no, Vibber is up close. Vibber is in a really tough spot. If he peaks, if he becomes a bit too greedy, he's going to get taken down, which gives Enigma the exact opening that they need.
Yep. Still a slow approach here, but Vibor's positioning is really good. And Baker finds an only kill on Raphael, and that's going to give a little bit of advantage. Not just a little, too much. And it looks like it just might be the end here.
Yeah,
Edge,
done.
I think it's done and dusted. I think we have reached the end of map number 1. And Velocity with the biggest comeback that I've seen in a while.
Play remaining.
Have
30
retained
seconds
their
left.
positioning. They play the late game and they play it so well. And that's it. We're done. Ladies and gentlemen, Velocity Gaming, what a comeback, what a win. They take split, and there's nothing else that we would expect from them.
Well, that is just beautiful gameplay coming in. And you can see Velocity, they are completely happy. And, they're right, they deserve it as well. You can see all the players just feeling really good and the smiles all around. But at the same time, on the other hand, we have Enigma. They started off really, really strong, but that second half just did not go into their favor. I mean, this pistol round itself, right away had a really good chance of clutching it and opening things up. But then Velocity, they got that first buy round. But from there on forward, once again, Enigma picked up the space. They were the ones dictating on, where to attack, where to take the fights, and how fast you want to do it, and just the space of the game. But then Velocity, after that side switch, I mean,
remaining.
that was just mad insane.
Cage
And
triggered.
with that, I mean, what are your thoughts? I mean, Enigma. We both were supporting Velocity, but Enigma, they did put up one hell of a show.
10 seconds left.
Yeah, they most certainly did. It was a great show from them. I think that they did a great job over here. They were up 11 to 7, and I think the match should have ended right then and there, but I don't know how they just did not have much on it. And that one round that the side of Velocity won to make it 11 to 8 was all they needed for the form of their momentum to come up on top. After that, round after round, Velocity, didn't matter if they were man down or 2 men down, they made it work. They pulled it back to the top, and they are the winners of the map of split as they go into Haven with the upper hand in their sight. Something that I thought Enigma would take, but in the end, it just turned around so heavily.
Yeah, especially the shots coming from with this round, especially we've seen him, with the operator towards that mid area, but Viper with the Spectre towards this A sneaky beaky, like getting a couple of kills and getting that round as well for his side. Velocity, they were struggling to get those 4 rounds on the scoreboard at the beginning of the first half. By the end of the first half, I'm sorry, but then the second half started. Velocity, they did not have a really good start, but yet the thing that differentiates Velocity from any other team, they don't give up, right? I mean, yeah, every team they don't give up, but you see in their game style, like a bit in their gameplay, you feel like maybe they are tired, maybe they have given up. But on the side of Velocity, that never happens. 1v2, 1v5, you can still count on them because you never know who steps up. Because everyone, especially this right to ace kill. I mean, he died before getting the kill. Now, I don't understand the physics, but the only question I could come up with is, as I said, the bullet was traveling while he went down there.
Yep. Well, we've come to the end of a great match. I think that we've seen everything in this. Some dominating shows, some comeback plays. Overall, amazing team and individual performance from both the sides over here. You can see in the highlights, as we entered into the second half, this is where it all started for Velocity. One after the other, they kept on putting up round after round and did not give away a single round towards the end. They won, how many wins? 7? 6 rounds in a row? They won 6 rounds in a row to win this game.
That is, as you said, I mean, you were on point when you said that they ride the momentum, but that clutch from Helep, beautiful crosshair placement and that, precision gunplay, precise gunplay, as we usually say, was absolutely beautiful. But this peak coming in from RVK, I think that was unnecessary, and this round shouldn't have gone into the favor of Velocity, but it did. And then the final round, they did not take this corner, and Viper just took full advantage of that, and there was nothing that the side of Enigma could do. Velocity absolutely dominant on the second half. That's all I can say. The later half of the game, they were actually dominant, but before that, they were being dominated. And Rockhill was absolutely ripping apart everyone, anyone that came in his way. But right now, that is the map of split. We still have 2 more map of Haven, which I think there's a high probability. I actually did not expect split to be this close. First things first. Okay, let's talk about that later. Let's take a look at the scoreboard here. River, 25 kills. 2 first bloods, 80 econ rating, absolutely beautiful gameplay, 1.8 KD for him. And then Velocity DM, 20 to 19, 6 first bloods, the same as Rockfield, who has 21, a kill more than DM, but and also 3 deaths less as well. So I don't think we can, it's not a jet dev. I mean, none of these, I mean, they were pretty, similar when it comes to the gameplay and the kills and whatever it is. So Rexy, on the other hand, 20 kills. Now that is impressive on a Cypher as well, with 3 first bloods. And so is Marsdal, 13 to 18, 2 first bloods. Antidote sits there with 13, right to ace, 12, 13. Hika, 11 kills, Helef 11, and RVK 13. So, I mean, if you take a look at the side of Velocity, all of them except right to ace have first bloods, right? That is what I was talking about when I said that everyone on the side of Velocity could step up when needed. On the side of Enigma, yes, they don't have a lot of first bloods, but all the players can step up as well. But when compared to Velocity, I think Enigma just does not come to the par when you compare them as a 5 versus 5.
Yeah, the entire thing over here was what we saw. Velocity, they had a little bit of a slow start, Deathmaker especially, but he made it up. Look at him. He's in second place now in terms of impact and average combat score. He's got 263. And Rafael had a great start, but he kind of slacked off. So you can see it doesn't matter how you start off. If you finish with the higher note, the orchestra is going to be yours for the taking. And that's exactly what we saw here. Velocity Gaming have taken the map of split 13 to 11, and everything that they wanted has come into fruition here. And unfortunately for Enigma, they had a great lead, which they blew straight open by their own mistakes. And because of that, we have the certain certainty of Velocity maybe taking this a 2-0 fashion. What do you think, Edge? Do you think we're going to see a 2-0?
Yeah, I'm still gonna stick with the 2-0. I did call it, right. I did call it 2-0, so I'm gonna be sticking with the 2-0. But if there's any map that I think Enigma can beat Velocity in, I think that's Haven. So there's a really good chance that Enigma might take down Velocity on the map of Haven. But here's the thing: if that happens, moving on to Bind, yes, Velocity did beat Enigma multiple times on the map of Bind, but it's still the best map of Enigma. So they might, just ride the momentum this time around. And from if they win Haven, they might as well go ahead and win the map of Bind and take it 2-1. And then Global Esports. As I said before, they have a storm heading right at them.
Yep, that is interesting. I think we're gonna have to see what exactly Enigma Gimmick can whip up in Haven. Are we gonna see Bind or not? Is all onto them. I'm really not sure whether they can, make this work, because Haven again is going to be a difficult map. But yeah, let's see how it goes down. Do you think it's going to go down the same way, or are we going to see a dominant victory? Because Velocity, with the momentum that they've built up now, they possibly could dominate on Haven and maybe get 13-7, 13-8. Do you think it's going to be closer, or is it going to be a dominant victory?
I actually think if there's a chance for Enigma to come out on top, it better be a dominant victory, because you know what happens if it's a close match. Velocity, they will sneak in, they will slither their way back to the top, and if that happens again on the map of Haven, there's not going to be any more Bind. There's not going to be any more Enigma. There's going to be Velocity taking on Global Esports tomorrow, and they better be ready, Global Esports, because Velocity, they are a powerhouse as well, and the beasts are coming.
Yep, the beasts are coming, that's for sure. Either one of these teams are the beasts. Whether or not Enigma is going to be that beast, we'll find out soon enough, because map number 2 is Haven, and Velocity are going to be defending here. Now, I don't know how this is going to go down. To be honest, I think this is probably going to be another close one, but it is going to be a 2-0 is something that even I would believe. I think Velocity have a much better chance of taking this straight to the final with just the 2 maps being played, because Bind for sure is something that Enigma would want to see, just because of the fact that they are really good on Bind. But I'm not quite sure. Velocity, their momentum might just help them take all the way across the 7 seas and wait for being awaited by Global Esports, where the final is going to be the Val Classico.
Mm-hmm. That is true. But I have a question for you, Uni. So here's the thing. Haven on paper is, attacking favor just because of the fact that it has 3 sides, right? But we've seen a lot of teams, picking up that defensive half, and we have seen a lot of teams do really good on that defensive half and compared to the attacking half. So what in your mind, what do you think? Haven, is it an attacking favorite or a defensive favorite, or do you think it's pretty even?
I think I'm gonna say that the map of Haven itself is a really attacking favorite map. I would say that defensively it does work out for a couple of teams, that's for sure. But I think the amount of avenues that you have to explore as an attacker, because you have Garage, you have B, you have A where it has 2 entrances, you have C where you can enter from Garage. I think just the versatility of this map, having 3 bomb sites, and on top of that you have so much differences in the way that you can approach a certain site, how you can fake, because you can fake and go from A to C, A to B, B to A, wherever it is. There's a lot more to work with on Haven. So I think attacking on the attacking side, Enigma starting off on it should have a little bit of an advantage, and I think they should capitalize upon it as much as possible, because if Deathmaker again starts off playing on the defensive side, how he played in the second half of Split, then Velocity might as well just close this and call it a day and just run home and then wait for the finals. Because if the defensive side of Velocity finds the advantage of maybe 7-5 or 8-4, then I think this is a done and dusted game.
Nope, that is true. I would agree as well. But another question here: how many duelists do you think you need to go in for on the map of Haven? Because there are a lot of instances. I've seen a single duelist meta. I've seen a no duelist meta on the map of Haven, believe it or not. I've seen a double duelist, and I've also seen a triple duelist, with that third duelist being a Yoru. So I'll just skip to the point. How good is Yoru on this map? Because I know Yoru is great on the map of Bind because of that fake footsteps going into that teleporters and everything. I mean, the teleportation as well. So, how good do you think is Yoru on the map of Haven? And I mean, I'm pretty sure we're not going to be seeing that. But just for the sake of the argument, how good is Yoru on the map of Haven?
I think Euro is an underappreciated agent. I really think that people should actually start playing him. But I think the only problem with Euro is that him as a duelist, his movement is rather scuffed because it's a teleportation, right? It's not like Jet's dash where when you're dashing through, you can look left and right, right? You can look left and right. You can put your own smoke to go into. When it's a raise, you fly in the air and your teammates come right behind you. But when it's a Yoru and you teleport onto the site, number one, the teleportation pellet can be heard when it's moving, right? So they know if the Yoru is going to be TPing in there. Number two is that they can hold on angle. They don't even need to break it. They can just hold, wait, because when he teleports, he has this small little gap where he does not have the weapon in his hand, right? So that's a big disadvantage because the Jet can dash into her own smoke and find her weapon immediately after. But Yoru, he's going to be doing it out of the open. He has a flash to blind his enemies. But another thing, they can easily dodge that flash. They just need to turn away for 1 second and they can find it. So Yoru is a little bit of a complicated duelist, I would say. Underappreciated for sure. I think there's good ways to use him, but that's exactly why we see this movement based. There's always Jet because of the operator skills. You can immediately dash away after an up shot. Raised explosives. The main important thing about her, she's got a grenade, she's got a showstopper, heavy damage, and Reina again self heal, dismisses away, and not to forget, she's got flashes as well. So these three main duelists are going to be doing great on this map. I think Phoenix is a come and go choice on Haven, but I think we're probably going to see a double. If we see a double duelist, it's probably going to be Jet and Reina.
Yep, that is true. And as you said, Race can be used as well. You clear out the angles with the paint shots and the boom bar, and you also have the showstopper with the stats. So we have seen some incredible satchel plays as well. But as you're absolutely right. I mean, one more thing about the Yoru ultimate, you don't know where your pellet is, right? I mean, you can have 5 players surrounding it. The teleportation. When you're dashing in, you know exactly where you're dashing in. You can smoke or do something. But that Yoru, that was the kind of thing. But I still think on the map of Bind, it's good. Maybe not as a primary duelist and a primary operator, but just as the secondary duelist, he can still make his way into the side pretty quick. He can make those rotations happen. He can confuse the opponents, but we'll talk about that when the Bind map actually comes into the picture. But right now it's a map of Haven, 3-sided map on paper, defensive half. They're gonna be having a tough time. So a Sage is most probably gonna be picked. Right, a Sova is mandatory because on the map of Haven, there's around 35 lineups, recon and shock darts.
35.
I mean, if my memory is right, because I know around 27 of them. So
wow.
I mean, just flexing a bit. But
okay,
anyway,
Sova main, I think right to Ace has some competition here.
No, sir, he doesn't. But yeah, a big brain Sova main. That's right to Ace's title. So as I said, Sova is going to be picked, and you're right. Jet and Reina are usually the ones that people go for, but Sage to hold off that B and Garage because you want to close off as many angles as possible. Make sure that they only have 1 or 2 openings. If they have more than that, it's going to be really hard for the side of defenders to defend the side and hold on to the side, especially when a full-on barrage of 5 players run into you from all directions.
Yeah, that is true. I think that Sova is a great agent. I think Sova is among, in my list, I think Sova is an S tier agent. And I think on Haven, his utility is among the best to be used. The recon clears out so many angles. The owl drone helps in clearing out so many angles. And not to forget, he's got shock darts that can line up on any site to deny or to deny a plan or, for the post plan, or even he's got the ultimate. So Sova is an all-around agent, information plus damage. And I think that's a great, addition to any lineup. And I think that's exactly why he's being chosen in every map except for Split. But yeah, let's find out whether or not we're gonna see that happen on both sides, because we're usually gonna be seeing a double initiator comp, because we're gonna see a breach maybe, or we're probably gonna see a Sky, depending on what exactly the composition is going to be working for each team. But what do you think? What are we gonna see?
Some weird reason, feel like a Viper might be on the cards here. I haven't seen Viper in pro tournaments, but I did see them in MMs. And yeah, I'm talking about high lobbies. I'm talking about Immortal and Radiant lobbies. So if they
Okay.
can do it, the Viper, and once again, subtly just flexing my rank. Anyway, I've seen Viper on the map of Haven. With that wall, he can actually cover up shot, B, and garage. So that's a really interesting thing to do. And then he uses smoke towards C. So basically, he's gonna smoke off, block off all the sides, like from A to C. All they have to worry about is A main, because that's the only thing that's not gonna be blocked off. So that is something I think Vibber might pick up the Viper, but we don't know for sure until it happens. So I'm just gonna leave that to the benefit of the doubt for Weber there. But anyway, I still think it is a good pick, but dual controller is what I feel like is a good option here on the map of Haven.
Yeah, I mean, we're just gonna have to wait and see, because speculation is something that we're gonna keep doing all the time, but
Mm-hmm.
we're just gonna have to see, because a Viper on on the map of Haven is actually a first that I've heard from anybody, and you giving that to me is okay. I think that maybe we should consider it. You never know what agent could be good on what map. Somebody brings up a new meta, it could be followed through everywhere, right? So
Mm-hmm.
yeah, well, let's see how it all goes down, because Haven is going to be starting off real soon now, ladies and gentlemen. I've already heard it from the word from our producers, that the players have loaded in, the locked in loaded. Agents are going to be selected real soon, and Edge and I can't wait just about as much as anybody over here can.
That is true. We are just waiting for the players to lock on to the agents, and I'm pretty sure it's gonna be a long discussion to as to what they want to play in. Because you're right, I mean, having a dual initiator is also a good thing, but I don't think a breach actually. I think an info gatherer like Sky, getting that information with the guiding light and the trailblazer, because it's a big map with three sides. You need to get as much information as you can, both on the attacking and the defensive half as well. So I think a Sky and Sova, and I know Amaterasu plays a really is it Amaterasu? I think it's Amaterasu who plays a really good breach. So since he's not in the team, not on the team right now, not on the active roster, I don't think breach might come into play. I mean, maybe Right to Ace can pick it, but I'm pretty sure for Right to Ace will be picking up that Sova. There's no better Sova player as of now, at least as much as I know, than Right to Ace. So he needs to pick up that Sova and flex with his lineups. But then at the same time, DM will be picking up that Jet, Marshall, maybe a KJ or a Cypher. I mean, Cypher is good, but I think KJ just gives you that advantage because it's a three-sided map, right? So you
Yeah.
need as much as much offense. Even on the defensive half, you need as much offense as you can. And that turret might just hold on to one more angle. So with that, I think a KJ is a really good option, and Marshall might just go for it.
Yeah, Marzel does usually play the Killjoy, but I'm not quite sure if he's going to be picking it up or if Vibor is going to be picking it up, because both of them usually, they keep switching on between their roles. Let's see how exactly it turns out, because Marcel, I think he's probably going to be playing that Sky. I know Vibor can play it too, but yeah, it is a little bit of a interesting a matter here that we're going to keep in mind. Pretty sure that we are definitely going to be seeing a Sky. I think Marzel's going to be playing, as far as I know, Marzel is going to be picking up that Sky. But yeah,
I mean, here's the thing. Uh, Weber, he can play the KJ as you said, but the thing is, I still think he's the better controller, right? So as I said, LF is obviously the primary controller, right? He's gonna be picking up that Astra, but then moving on, I still think Weber. I mean, I don't know why, but it's stuck in my head right now after I've seen the the gameplay of Viper. I still think Weber knows that Viper is good on Haven for some reason. I
mm-hmm.
think I did not talk to Weber, guys. I did not talk to him. I'm not messaging him right now to pick Viper or something. But I have a feeling in my head that we're gonna see a Viper. I mean, if we do, it's great. If we don't, it's well and fine. Then he might be picking up that KJ, and Marshall might just go ahead and pick up that second duelist, as you said. I don't think does Marshall play Reyna? I've seen him play Raze a lot. We did see him on a Reyna a couple of times, but I still think a Raze would be his go-to, right? Because Jet dashes in and Reyna is kind of slow. So when you have a Raze Jet combo, both of them then go in at the same time with the Sass and the dash. And with that, take the entire side. With the pain shells, with the cloud burst, you don't need a controller. With the pain shells, you don't need someone to clear out the angles. With the boom bot, the same thing. You don't need someone to clear out the angles for you. So it's a complete all-in-one package, the Jet and Raze combo.
Yeah, that is true. I think that it is a complete combo, and we're gonna have to see whether or not it's gonna come into play, because the Raze, as good as it is, as good as the Asian can be on this map, I think they require a flasher more. Right, and that's exactly why we see a Sky, we see a Reyna, and whatever it is that we're gonna see between these two teams come up. It's just an interesting situation. I'm just waiting, and I want to know what exactly they're going to be picking, as we're going to be going into the agent selection screen pretty soon. And I think it's pretty much what I expect. Oh, wait, never mind. It's not what I expected.
Never mind.
Vibor is going to be playing the Sova, as Right to Ace picks up the Sky. Okay, then. This is interesting. Now, I think I've seen this before. I have seen this before. I have seen this before from the side of Velocity, and I didn't know this is going to be a permanent comp for them, but it looks like it is.
It does look like it. Yes, the audience can't see it yet. We have a sneak peek into the agent lineup here. So yeah, we're just gonna reveal it right now, because you're gonna be getting it on your screen any second now. Velocity, Deathmaker, Jet, Helef once again on his signature Astra. Vibur picked up Sova, and Right to Ace picked up Sky. So I think Vibur, he might have just taken away the title Big Brain Sova main from Right to Ace. But Marshall opting for that KJ as we expected, while on the side of Enigma, it's the same composition, except it's a Cypher, right? It's not a KJ, and it's a Cypher. And unfortunately, no Viper. So yeah, unfortunately, I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure maybe they didn't practice. I don't know why I'm still, backing up my argument here. But yeah, anyway, we will be jumping into the match. Velocity taking on Enigma Gaming on the map of Haven. And if Velocity win this particular map up, we don't need to go to the map of Bind. We don't need to go to the map number 3. All we need to do is go home, have a good night's sleep, and come back tomorrow at 5 p.m. because that's going to be Velocity versus Global if that happens. And if not, I mean, if by any chance Enigma beat Velocity right now, then we'll be moving on to the map of Bind, where I do think Enigma will put up a really tough, they will give a tough competition to the side of Velocity Gaming.
Yeah, we're going to be heading into the match now, ladies and gentlemen. There is no more delay. We're going to go straight in. There's a great matchup in front of us coming in right now, as Velocity with the upper hand over here. Need to find the second map to end this on a 2-0, but we're still going to have to see whether Enigma can make a comeback happen or not.
We do need to wait and watch for that. But right now, ooh, what a beautiful shot coming in from DM. Oh, double kill to shock. Okay, that's beautiful. But Marshall with the trade gets it down to a 1 versus 1, because the RV just took down Vibur. All down to Marshall. 13 bullets in the frenzy. He takes it. He gets him down as well. Marshall. Oh my god, for a second I was actually worried that he might actually screw it up. But guess what? He does not. And he will clutch it this time around. It was Marshall last time as well, I believe, right? No, it was Right to Ace. I'm sorry.
Yeah, it was Right to Ace.
Here.
Now, Velocity with the first pistol win is going to give them a bit of confidence, as they pulled up behind. They pulled up from behind to take the lead here from the first map, and they should be running out with that momentum. Full buy coming in over here for them, and this should be an easy round for the boys of Black and Yellow. Now, Enigma, well, if they can get some damage here, that would be great. Maybe 2 kills at the best would count for something. Cost of reinvestment, but yeah, Deathmaker, as soon as I say it, immediate kill. They've lost their controller as Rafael makes his way towards B, looking for an opening as he sits here, but he's been spotted out. Right to Ace. That alarm bot is going to give away a little bit of a clue, but he's still holding on to the back of side, expecting him to push through. As Enigma are still not pushing in anywhere. Maybe Garage is an option. Nothing more.
Nothing more. And DM, what a beautiful shot under Rexy. Wall bang headshot with a Marshall. Absolutely beautiful to watch. I mean, those Marshall shots and operated shots are good, but for some reason, I just find those Marshall shots much more satisfying. You know, it's just that feeling that you get when you know that you've actually hit a beautiful shot and Rafael scared. Oh, sorry, scares away. That's River, right? On so yeah, scares away River and he misses the recon. Anyway, DM, he knows where exactly the cipher is,
30 seconds
but they're
left.
still trying to enter into B. Rafael, he knows where KJ is. Rafael misses a shot and so did Marshall. But oh, Rafael, beautiful headshot on the right to Ace. He still wants to peek. Marshall gets one
enemy
onto Rafael.
remaining.
Pulls out the pistol. He
Strike
gets
down,
taken down by a hiccup at an instant trade. All down to RVK. Mace Punk Sharif, it's kind of quiet, but still does the job. Gets that kill, and he gets taken down by DM for a triple. 2-0, Velocity Gaming, they will be going in for that bonus round. And if Enigma loses this bonus round, I think it's safe to say that Velocity are still riding the momentum from last game.
Yeah, they most certainly are. They are riding the momentum, and that's a good thing. But they lost 3 players there. Enigma did a great job over there getting down 3 weapons, and that's going to cost some reinvestments here. As you can see, Marcel has bought in that Phantom. And now Velocity trying to maybe win this bonus is going to give them a little bit more of an advantage. As Deathmaker yet again with right to race towards the BA side, pushing up real heavy. Hell up here for a good reason too, as Rafael maybe wants to push through, but he needs to be careful. A lot of players on the other side.
Revealing area.
Players on the other side. And that what's up? Rexy, one more shot and right to ways would have been taken down with the wall bang there. Anyway, Rexy, right to ways will go down to Rafael. Nevertheless, Velocity Gaming, look at that. DM is really low, but positioning coming out from Ella, that's absolutely beautiful. He might actually get a couple of kills here, but Rafael gets hit, but not enough. Oh, never mind. There's a heal coming in from Sky as well. Marzo will take him down. That is Antidote, and Rexy, he's right next to Hellfighter, will not be pushing up. So
I have the spike.
it's still gonna be really interesting to see. I still think Helef, if he gets a kill. Wait, wide? Okay, that's really good ultimate
left.
coming in. And now they know everyone's running away. Helef, he will get the information. Helef gets a kill on the Rafael. Can he get one more? He's already down to 3v3, and the spike is making its way towards the C side here, Uni.
Oh yeah, it is. We're running straight in, but that ultimate from Killjoy, Marzel's put it at the perfect time.
10 seconds left.
And Rexy, you can see it. He's running
One
straight
enemy
in towards the C side.
Last player standing.
RVK is here for the support. As Marcel already cautioned up. 10 seconds left. Velocity. They just need to kill onto the planter, and they've got it. Vibor has won the round for them, and all he needs to do right now is survive. And that's what he's going to do. Number 3 for Velocity. And Vibor does not even let the last kill come in. Picks up a better weapon. What a round by the youngster.
Yep, that was a beautiful round coming in. And here's the thing. Everyone on the side of Velocity, they were a bit aggressive, but at the same time, they knew that they didn't have to push them, when not necessary. Unnecessary peaks when they were just holding on to their positions with the Spectres, and just as I say that, DM gets taken down and Rafael pulls out the blades.
Enigma again on an eco. Rafael this time needs to find success with his blades. He's been spotted out, tagged down as well. And the board does not even want to let his City needs to be careful here. He moves straight in. Garage has been taken over by, but here's Rafael finds Hika gets one as well. This is turning out to be a problem. Velocity. They have let the plan go down, but can they retake it back is a question. Marcel finds 2. Rexy with 1 trade. 2 versus 2 here. Velocity, they've got 1 player blinded, and Rafael, he capitalizes upon it along with Rexy as the Thrifty comes in for Enigma.
Oh my god. Just when I was, praising Velocity for not, not making any silly mistakes or, not peeking when not needed, I don't want to say it, but they just threw the round. Not taking any credit away from the side of Enigma. They were great on this eco round, but at the end of the day, they shouldn't have won that round in first place. And now Velocity, even though they did win 3 rounds back to back, they're now on an eco, which means Enigma are good for a second round here.
Yeah, they most certainly are. Now the only thing that is left for them to do is to find the skill over here. There it is. LF, DM, both add up the kills. Velocity, they have brought it down to 3 versus 3.
3 versus 3. 1 with the blades, 1 with the sheriff. But a trade happening, so it's still okay. And they already have the control of the seaside. And look at Sky. That is right away. Slowly, but definitely lurking. And what a beautiful story. Oh no. Is it going to get right? Never mind, RVK actually gets killed on the right ways. I actually thought he was going to catch RVK on the but guess what? Beautiful shot onto the anti goes. Reverse! Oh no!
My babushka told me not to brag.
What the hell was that from the boar?
And it's calm as a cucumber.
Yeah,
There's
look
no
at his
reaction on his face.
Look at his face. He's like, oh, this is just another day at work. Okay, we're done here. Yeah, and we've got just a small little appreciation from him by Ratir. And great work here from every single member of Velocity, especially before. What a round. Great round.
7 points of health, and they had to whip on people. I mean, if Enigma can pull off an eco round, Velocity can do it as well. That's all I'm going to say. Right now, DM gets that opening, gets himself a double. Actually, make that a simple, beautiful shot on
One enemy remaining.
And all down to Rockland, 1 versus 4. He's gonna miss a couple of shots up goals with the sheriff. He will get taken down by LF. 5-1. Enigma Gaming. They need to step up, and there we go. A timeout being taken, and I'm pretty sure it's from the side of Enigma because they are the one that needs it, and I really love when team take a timeout because after that you never know what's gonna happen. I mean, I've seen a lot of games. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I've seen a lot of games where the team is down, let's say 10-0, and then they take a timeout, and all of a sudden they go and win the entire thing 10-13. So let's see if Enigma can do something similar. Maybe not all the way. Maybe get a couple more rounds. I think if we get something around 8-4 or 7-5 in the favor of Velocity, I think Enigma are still good to go here.
Yeah, they are. I'm pretty sure. 5-1 up. Velocity have put the side of Enigma in a really tough spot. And that should give them a little bit of room to, think. Velocity, how can they keep this dominance up, not let Enigma take a single step after what they've given them? Because the more Velocity put pressure on Enigma, the higher their chances are of winning this one with a bigger scoreline. Maybe taking it 2-0 even.
Taking it 2-0 is the way that Velocity wants to end it, right? It's not just about taking down Enigma. It's about sending a message to Global Esports. And what better way to take down Enigma in a 2-0 fashion? So telling Global Esports that we are ready for you. We are here to dominate. And Global Esports, they better be prepared. Said are out and DM. What a shot onto Rexy right there. RVK gets that kill onto her left, down to a 4 versus 4. Enigma Gaming. He will heal up Cypher, but he's not gonna heal himself up. So Hiccup still only has 77 points of health.
Time to hunt.
Well, he's going to be the support for the team now. Play from behind. As Velocity would. A little bit of a thin defense. Nobody on B, by the way.
Deploying drone.
On B. as you said, there's a turret there just holding on, but no one's making their way. Looks like it's going to be an A here, and look at DM. He's not prepared for it, or is he? Oh boy, he gets himself a double, actually a triple. But then Anti gets the trade finally. Down to a 3 versus 2 with the cosmic defense. Little tap is available. They're going to be using it. There you go. Little tap comes into play. They get information about the players, but two towards the side. They already know what it is. And the recon gives away the position of Cypher. Marshall in trouble. Invulnerable. He's going to get taken down. Anti will get that kill. But look at that. Cypher is really low, just barely hanging on. But now, since Right Wave's position was, compromised, he had to make his way back to TD. He's making his way into the site right now. Anti in a cheeky position. One towards that under heaven, is it? Yep, there you go. One shot that will do the business, but that's not going to be the case. They are holding on. Beautiful flash. He does not predict it. Anti will get that kill. Anti, can he get him? Yes, sir, he will. A quad kill. Ripper. We didn't see any reaction on his face the last time he actually clutched the 1v3, but this time when he lost the 1v1, or 1v2 in fact, we saw a bit of, sadness? I don't know, rage?
Yeah, that's exactly how it should be. You let your success make it sound while when you find the loss against you, that's exactly when you need to, make the noise, because you should not be accepting that loss. But when you have success, the success makes its own noise. That's exactly why he has no reaction when he wins, because he knows he's done his job, nothing more. Death Maker spotted out with the operator towards A short, needs to run away. Enigma are gonna push on the issue here as Rafio towards A main is gonna force Rapport to throw in his Al drone. He knows where he is, can probably spot him out. And there it is. He's tagged him at Death Maker, finds the kill on the back of it. Bait and switch with a drone, perfectly done as the antidote. He's looking for an opening towards B, but he fails to get the turret, moves straight back towards mid.
5 to 2 to score on Enigma Gaming. He got one wrong. Can they get himself another one? Velocity DM. He knows that someone's there. He gets one, but movement from DM. He's just too good. Gets himself a triple. Seekers are out. Enigma Gaming. The positions have been compromised. Both the players, they know where they are, and the spike is out in the open. DM, he's on for the ace here, to be honest, but can they?
30 seconds left.
Will they let him have it? While antidote. Beautiful shot onto Hellef. DM? Oh no, the spike has been retrieved, and DM doesn't even know that.
Yeah, but it's still okay. Velocity, the 4 versus 2 have man advantage, and Barstow it's 1. 3 versus 1.
10 seconds left.
Canada pull this back with 7 seconds left.
There should be no way this is gonna happen. Yeah, there is no way. No time. But even if there was time, Right Waves was not gonna let that happen. 6 turn on the board for the side of Velocity Gaming and Enigma Gaming. Now, they are in deep, deep trouble. Not only is the economy bad, but it means that 7 turn on the board for Velocity and a 5-round deficit for the side of Enigma Gaming. And with that, you see the ACS of Deathmaker 350, and mind you that it does not include the current match, so it's just the until yesterday, right? Or at least until before this game started, right? So 350 ACS is absolutely dope. It's sick. It's not easy to maintain such an ACS, even though you are a jet. Because on the other hand, Raffle, he has an ACS of around 270 to 80, I believe. So you can see that difference between his ACS and Deathmaker's ACS. While LF opening things up once again, gets a kill onto RVK, 62 the scoreline. Velocity are on the verge of actually making it 7-2. But then I say that, Rockville gets one, and he dove with a beautiful shot into Marshall. Now they have opened things up onto the beast, and 2 of the players to the side of Enigma Gaming, although they do have the heal available. But Velocity Gaming, what are you doing? You just gave up with the entire side and the link as well. Blazer up, DM, can you get that kill? Is the question. Seekers are out. LF gets that kill onto Rockville. This Baker just casually enters the side. This is not good. Where's the smoke? Where's the smoke? The smoke is not out, but he's still alive. Enigma Gaming, they have two players alive. One of them is Antidote, who is really low on health point. With one hit and he will go down. There you go. All down to Sova with the Hunter's Fury.
Oh,
Pretty
Deathmaker. This guy
There you
is
go.
such a beast. What a play by Velocity. They get it right back. In Enigma, they tried their best. They got the plant down. But what they didn't contact in their books was the fact that Deathmaker has their phone number. And he called it multiple times.
Oh, well.
1 second, peeps. I gotta visit the Astral to play some
Wow,
stars.
what a great round. And you can see Antidote, he definitely is feeling the pressure. We all know it. He is the IGL of this team, and he needs to make sure that his team at least finds out some sort of a avenue to work with, because the more rounds that keep going in this first half, the worse it's going to get for them on defense, because we talked about this earlier, Edge. Haven is an attack-sided map, but look at how Velocity are playing on the defense. Look at this.
Yeah, Velocity are super. I mean, they know when to be aggressive. They know that they have to play passive. So it's all about the IGL. All about the IGL calls, and Deathmaker this time around with the Reaver Operator lands a beautiful shot on Rocco pretty easily. While Marzo once again peeks mid, unnecessary peek. He goes down to Antidote. He does deal a bit of damage, but
Scout destroyed.
back up.
Hawk out.
To Ace, gonna be the only one to defend this side. He finds one, makes the double, and he's done enough for his
down,
team.
C.
3 versus 2. The boar has an operator, not the usual that you see. Not getting the shot, but RV gets on DM. 2 versus 2 here. Make that 2 versus 1.
standing.
The
I know
Nero Theft is gonna
exactly
give out
where
LS
you are.
position, and he's just running straight into the side. Into the crosshairs of 1, just not connected, Antidote. And now he can
30
play.
seconds left.
Left. He knows he can win this. He knows he can clutch this out. He's gonna play for time. He hears 1. They have no idea he's coming from here. They
Spike
expect him to
planted.
come from behind. Hella finds a quick
Last
kill.
player
And
standing.
now Antidote is down low as well. 200 IQ play from the man here.
He's known for the clutches. I told you I would love watching LF in a clutch situation. In a 1v2 down to 1v1. He's actually doing it!
Beautiful.
You go pretty easy.
Beautiful.
Cold as ice. Doesn't really matter. He's like, yep, just another day. You're right, Uni. I mean, they're just letting their success make noise. 8-2 Velocity Gaming. Dominant on the map of Haven. Although it is a map pick of Enigma Gaming, they're right. I mean, Velocity is making a statement. Yes, you did beat us last time on the map of Haven, but just because you beat us once doesn't mean you're going to beat us again, right? That's exactly why
Indeed.
they are not giving up even a single round. They go, I mean, yes, they did lose an eco, but, and then, I mean, after that, they did win an eco in return as well. Enigma Gaming, 2 more rounds left, and they need both these rounds at any cost.
Yeah, at any cost indeed, because they finished off 8-4 on the upper hand on Split. If they are looking for a comeback to happen, they should take inspiration from none other than their opponent. And Marzo, he doesn't look like he wants to let them have a comeback. It doesn't even matter that he's been detected by that recon dart. Sharknot's gonna hit him. Before here for his support. For RVK, take a fight 2 back though. Make that a 3rd. And suddenly Enigma are in the upper hand. 2 versus 3, and this could be the number 3 round
I
for
have the
them.
spike.
Yep,
One enemy
RVK
remaining.
on the back of side finds right choice, and I think Edge, this is gonna be number 3. Unless we have another clutch come in from the man, the myth, the legend himself, Deathmaker.
Spike planted.
But with the operator, it's really difficult. Oh, never mind. Brandon said that. He's found 1. He needs 1 more to make this doable.
And Sky is low as well, so it's actually doable. I mean, Hika, there you go. The gun switch. And now,
Oh,
he's
no
not
way.
peeking.
No.
One enemy remaining.
Deathmaker. It's really close, but it is RVK to clutch it out for his team.
Actually, when you said
Last
no, I
round
actually
in
thought
the
for a
half.
second that maybe my feed froze and they have actually clutched it. But then it was the other way around. Actually, Hika shouldn't have whipped. He should have gotten that kill. Anyway, I mean, take a look at the scoreboard. DM miles ahead of anyone else. Miles ahead of everyone else.
Indeed.
20-7.
And it's
But at the
just
same
the
time-
first half. It's just the first half.
Exactly. I mean, here's the thing. He is on the. I mean, the player with the highest number of kills is on the side of Velocity, But at the same time, the player with the least number of kills is also on the velocity, right place.
Yeah, that's also because, you know, Deathmaker is literally doing everything,
Camera
right?
team,
So,
cage
right
trigger.
race, all he needs to do is support. Sky is a support character, and he's doing his best, to be honest. As Enigma look for it, number 4, and give out the 8-4 scoreline as Velocity feeded back to them in the way of a karma, if you could say. They need to find this round desperately.
And the fact that I actually brought that point up is, I mean, you know, having the same, the player with the highest and the least number of kills on the same team, is that to show that Velocity Gaming, you know, they're letting DM handle everything right now. On the side of Enigma, they are being shut down. Yes, they have a good amount of kills. I mean, decent. I mean, I wouldn't say decent, but okay amount of kills. But at the same time, Deathmaker, he's shutting everyone down. So that's exactly why the side of Velocity, they don't need to do much while RBK gets that kill. Vibber with an instant trade on Rockville, but instantly taken out by Hika. Down to a 3 versus 4. And Enigma, they have 2 ultimates available. One of them being Cosmic Divide and the other Hunter's Fury. So as soon as the plan comes into play,
30 seconds left.
not gonna be an easy win. Right side of Velocity Gaming. But there you go. There you go. That was the support you were talking about.
Yeah, indeed. 2 versus 2 now. Deathmaker and Helef are a great duo. Both from the land of Kolkata. Oh, there it is. Deathmaker goes in, tries to deny
10
the plan.
seconds left.
That's all they need, and they're gonna get
enemy
it.
remaining.
9-3.
Charlie, I face
And Velocity, I'm not quite sure they would want the scoreline. I mean, the lead is great, right? It's 7
Switching
rounds
sides.
of a, sorry, 6 rounds of a lead. But then it's a cursed lead. Edge, do you think that the
30
curse is
seconds
gonna
left.
settle in?
10 seconds
Not
left.
really sure. I don't think this time it's gonna be the curse. Because Velocity, I can feel the intensity coming in. I can feel the vibes of Velocity, and they are not here to, you know, let the curse or anything else come in their way. They are here with one mission, and that is to make a statement that I've said before. They are going to win this 2-0, hands down.
Well, let's find out if it is true. Let's find out if Edge and his betting on Velocity winning this 2-0 is going to come to fruition, or are we going to see Bind on the back of a cursed scoreline comeback? Lepore, he's giving a lot of sound cue as everybody from Velocity runs in from garage. RVK takes out 2 though. Hika finds 1, and immediately the
Spike
pistol
down,
that was
C.
needed by the side of Enigma is working out for them. RVK still playing around 15 HP to his name. Right away takes him out. Hika's quick on the trade, and it's all left to right to his, but he's gone down as well. Enigma with the pistol are believing in the curse, and as they should. Velocity are going to give away number 4 as well on the back of this. But still, not a problem. They still have a healthy lead. All they need to do is not make up stupid mistakes. Silly mistakes that could probably give out a round when they come in with their bye. Because the only thing that Velocity need to do now is forget about this round, forget about the pistol. This eco also, it doesn't matter if they even get kills or not. The point is, the next round, which is going to be the bye, have to win it with a good amount of people left, at least 3 people left alive. That's how they start, that's how they win this.
You're right about that. And here's the thing, I just hope that curse, you know, doesn't come into play. That it doesn't, you know, then it's gonna be the counter curse once again. I don't want that to happen.
Oh,
And
DM?
What a shot! And Rockdole, he's at the wrong timing, but Rockdole still managed to get one before going out. And anti. Oh, wait, trade after trade down for 2v2, and 2 weapons are actually secured as well. Or are they? I see 1 Spectre in the hands of that left, and the heal coming on to RVK. So 100 points of health. Velocity Gaming, they do not have the weapon advantage. They have the health advantage as well. But before takes down RVK, all down to Hika in a 1 versus 2 with 150.
What a... I mean, how? Enigma, that was your round. What? No. What? How?
Built different. That's all I'm gonna say. Vibra is just built different, bro.
Yo, Vibor, you crazy, crazy guy. What a beautiful round from him and Velocity in total. Everybody chiming in, putting in a team effort there. And that bait and switch. So good. Multiple times. They got 2 kills like that back to back. That bait and switch was so good. And Vibor Somebody stop this guy. Even with the classic in that range, he's still, giving damage like he's holding a Vandal or a Phantom. And now that's put Enigma in a tough spot because they don't have economy and velocity. They're edging towards round number 11 and maybe 12 as well, given things go right their way.
They are right now. Enigma, they need to win this round at any cost. I know it's an eco, but if Velocity can pull it back, we know that Enigma can do it as well. So man advantage for Enigma, and they better keep it that way.
Oh,
There are players being spotted. There are players being tagged out, and there's players being taken out on both sides. Antidote finds one. Raffle with another. Hellup trades back, and he needs to get more. He gets it, and he's stabilized for his team. 2 versus 2, though. RVK eats a shot straight to his feet, and he takes out one before he goes down. But before Clutch is up yet again.
more to oppose us.
Again, and again, and
Another
again.
Clutch.
And he's like, I mean, I actually want him to be at least, excited after a clutch. I'm waiting for just to see him on the, the player cam there to see how he reacts. But he's like calm. He's like, he doesn't care. It's like, what, third clutch for him? Or something like that. But he's like, hey, just another day, just another clutch. Pretty easy. I can do this all day long, But Velocity, 2 more rounds. And they actually need Weaver to do it all day long tomorrow.
This should be Enigma's last stretch to victory. They don't win this, you can say bye-bye.
You can.
Antidote finds an early kill, so that's a good thing. Yes, Edge, you were saying.
I mean, you might as well just say goodbye to the side of Enigma Gaming if they lose this particular roundup, because then they'll be forced to an eco, which means Velocity are on the match point as well. A potential match point. Oh, Rockro will get that kill, but he's out in the open. He gets taken down. Wrong dash. Weber takes full advantage of that. And now down to a 3 versus 3 man advantage, but Rockro with the wrong dash. Just, heat at the moment. And now all 3 players on the side of Enigma, each of them are on one side each. Oh boy, it's all on Soba. Is that Rexy? Yep, that is Rexy. He's gonna get the information. And that pull, absolutely beautiful. He is actually stuck. But he will give away the side, and they're going in for the retake.
30 seconds
Looking
left.
like RVK will come in with the flank, and the plan will happen. Drone, it should be taken away instantly. RVK, where is he? He's coming into a shot. His position is crucial. Cosmic Divide coming into play. But Rexy will take the M down to a 3v2 here, Uni.
This flank is
enemy
really
remaining.
great from RVK, and Rexy capitalizes upon his kill as Enigma survived for another round. The match point still not given away, and hope is up in the air. Well,
Oh my god. I mean, yeah, I'm sorry. I took a really, deep breath there. That's why. I mean, you couldn't see me, but I was just sighing there for a sec. That was Velocity's round, to be honest. They did take down Rawfield. They also got the side for free. They should have never, gotten that. Should have never let RVK with the flank, coming with the flank. But it happened, and it is what it is right now. Velocity still looking at that potential match point round, and Enigma Gaming, they need to win the next 7-8 rounds to take us into the map of Pine. And Rawfield taking them one step closer, getting that kill onto Mars.
Well, Velocity just trying to get close up towards B, and there's one tripwire between them and the set, and they take it out. But the thing that Enigma don't know is that they're up close, actually. Antidote, he's holding on a good angle. Swinging down to the smoke, expecting to find a free kill. Not going to be the case. Rawfield gets away from that angle as soon as he's spotted out. There it is, Hellup. He gets spotted out for the team unless Deathmaker maybe causes damage here. Slow and steady. But because of that, Deathmaker eats a shot dart and then a bullet. Nick Rexy gig 2, and that is making things difficult. It is an eco, so you would expect Enigma to win this. But after this is where Velocity need to prove their mettle and maybe win number 12.
Taking that back.
Might be Enigma Gaming, but they're gonna take it to number 6. River, can he clutch it again? No, never mind. For a second, he actually got me excited there, but it was just a bit too much, right? An ace clutch at this point of the game. Yeah, a bit too much to ask for even from Vibur, but DM is making a really, good point here. 23 to 12, 10. Oh, sorry, 2 KD. And Vibur, he is the one calling out the timeout this time. Velocity, it's gonna be a weird buy coming in from them, or is it gonna be a full buy? Because I see a couple of players on classics. But here's the thing: this timeout is gonna decide the next couple of rounds. It's either Velocity taking us into the match point and ending the game here and then and there, or it's gonna be Enigma coming out strong with a score line maybe around 13 to 10, 13 to 11. But if Enigma wants to win it from here on forward, they need 7 rounds, and they need it fast.
That is true. They do need it. Well, let's find out what's going to go down here, because it's only one way that we're going to see this go down. Whether it's Enigma come out on top, or is it going to be Velocity? With this time back at this timeout, Velocity need to make sure that they find their groove. 2 rounds have been given away. And with this buy round, Enigma are in the stretch of their comeback, which they need desperately. Really, really need this round. If Velocity win this, it's going to be a lot more difficult for them to fight every single round, as their life depends on it. As Velocity take a slow approach yet again.
Concealment.
Velocity, slow approach this time around. No casualties yet. Oh, Marshall actually gets concussed. Enigma Gaming on the defensive half. They looking strong, and they are not going to give up anytime soon whatsoever. They have a lot of ultimates as well. Everything except Chicos are available. But Marshall using his Swarm Grenade was the shot clearing our angles. Oh, Enigma Rexy peeks. Actually spots out Marshall. And so that's one position being gathered. I mean, one person's position. That's the only information that they have right now on the side of Velocity. But here's the thing. Look at the time. They are just, I don't know, wasting or just trying to do something, but they need to make the decision a bit faster. They need to make a call, and the call is go C from Garage, where right to Ace gets the kill onto RVK, and the Hunter's Fury comes into play from the side of Enigma Gaming. But guess what? No one's on C yet, brother. You're just wasting the ultimate. Oh no. Enigma Gaming. Hiccup. We'll get that kill on the Bieber, but not before going down to that maker. Rexy traded by Rafael. And Rafael traded by Marshall instantly.
10 seconds left.
Down to Antidote in a 1 versus 2. He doesn't know that Right to Ace is right behind him, which means easy peasy lemon squeezy for Right to Ace, and the match point for the side of Velocity Gaming here, Uni.
Indeed, Edge. We have match point up, and this looks like it's probably the end of the road for Enigma in the WD Black Cup Season 2. It's pressure on them. Pressure on top of pressure. And I don't think this much pressure is even there in the pressure cooker. I mean, that point where you just keep on putting heat on heat, and then the pressure cooker literally blasts up. That's kind of the point here. Enigma are feeling that kind of a pressure where even a metal container can blow up from the heat.
That was out of nowhere, and I was not ready for that. But anyway, I mean, yes, I guess so. It looks like a lot of pressure indeed. Pleasure? Oh my god, pressure indeed.
Okay, no, I was not ready for that.
But it looks like Enigma not ready to give up yet. Rafael just got a beautiful shot, and now once again a 4 versus 5, a man advantage for the side of Enigma.
Oh boy, Rexy finds one. Rafael heads up with him, and there it is. A great round from Enigma. They're surviving, but barely. Every round has to be like this, every single one, because the more they put a little bit of a front foot in these games, in these, forgive me, in these rounds is how they find a little bit of a comeback happening. One step at a time. Velocity on the eco is another step. They win this, they're going to be easily able to go up towards number 11. Forgive me, number 8. And that's going to allow them a little bit of room to play with. Because Velocity, if you remember, this is where they made the comeback from on split. It was 11-7, but the only difference is 12-7. And right to ace, he's just making things difficult. He takes on RVK, and Hika's going to find the trade, thankfully. It's a 4 versus 4, 3 versus 4. Oh my god, Edge. What is happening? Is this going to end on a thrifty?
It's better not for the side of Enigma, but Velocity, they actually want to end it. The Rakian Shares looks absolutely beautiful, by the way. I don't think it's the upgraded version. But anyway, the Seekers are out, which means Enigma Gaming get the information of 3 of the players, but they are actually pushing. He wants to push. He's gonna get, tagged a bit. Maybe like, what, 4 points of hit. 4 points of health being taken down by the threat, but that's it. Cosmic Divide as well. Enigma Gaming, they're using everything that they have. And the Cosmic Divide is actually going to be against them. Because look at that, they made their way into A. The only player is Sova. And DM. How did he get? Oh, that recall was in the smoke? That is unfortunate for DM.
30 seconds
anyway,
left.
That lockdown will push Rexy out of position. And the Weaver will be planting the spike, which means it's going to be a pretty easy shock dart. First one, but the second one should not be able to hit him for sure. Weaver, his position has been given away, and the positioning coming out from Enigma Gaming.
Vibor, how smart is that? But Hika still finds Marcel, and it's left only one player here, and that's Vibor. He was really close to maybe getting that kill onto Heaven, but Velocity did enough. They got the plant down, and that's going to give them extra money, and they made Enigma sweat. This round is needed by Enigma, but they kind of let it go a little bit too close. 12-8. And we still are on in this game, ladies and gentlemen. It's still not over.
That it is. I mean, 2 ultimates were used on the side of Enigma Gaming, and 2 ultimates were used on the side of, actually 3 ultimates on the side of Velocity. The Blade Storm, the Lockdown, and the Hunter's Fury. Could not, get the round, but a plan and a couple of kills. Not a bad eco. But I still think, they invested 3 ultimates. So you got to give it to Enigma, man. 4 more rounds and they will be taking us into overtime. And potentially bind as well. If Velocity, messes things up here. Because right now, looks like Enigma have the upper hand.
In terms of momentum, Enigma sure do. They won a couple of rounds in a row. They won more. What he doesn't know is that there's still right to ace and DM here as well. The C side has been left open with just one tripwire defending it, and both these players are towards garage. Right to ace giving out his hound for some information. Deathmaker's been spotted out. Velocity, heavy presence on A being spotted here. Rotation is not being called in just yet. Enigma are holding their ground for as long as possible.
Enigma Gaming. Well, I was just saying, Enigma Gaming, they go in super passive this time around. Last time we did see Rothwell peeking out and trying to get that initial frag, but this time around, both these teams are going super passive, and he knows he gets one. Can he get another one? No, sir, he can't. Marvel will take the trade, but 2 players towards that. Oh my god, wait a second, Rothwell. If he gets taken down, it's GGWP, and I think he will actually get taken down. Weber's position is just absolutely too good. He will get that kill, but one of the players did go down to the Hunter's Fury coming in from the side of Enigma Gaming. Now the positioning coming out from Weber. It's gonna delay the push from. It's gonna delay the retake from Enigma Gaming. Because look at that.
Oh no!
Remaining.
He's given up his positioning. The Vandal itself covered him from looking at the spike or somebody entering in from that main side. And Velocity fall again. We might as well see another game where it's going to be 13-11 or overtime even.
Oh no. Oh my god. Now, yeah, I think the pressure cooker. Oh wait, this the VCT Masters logo on the HUD. That must be the new edition. I haven't seen that. ever. But anyway, now that pressure cooker comment, I mean, I
This
think
goes here.
that actually is relevant. So it's the side of velocity actually feeling the heat right now. Enigma, they are like, they're on the verge of losing, right? They have nothing to lose. And velocity, if they lose this, they are going into the map, which means they need
Cage
to
triggered.
try a bit harder, play a bit longer, and even have a chance of not making it through.
Oh, Lexi finds an easy 2K there. Right, there's will trade, but still Velocity are making their range onto the C side. Right to it, it's another 3 versus 2. Oh boy, things are suddenly turned away here. Rawfield still coming in from the A side as the spike has been planted, and Rexy finds a kill. And look at that before
Player
he gets a
standing.
trade. 2 versus 1
don't tell me.
Velocity. No way
Don't
they
tell
win
me.
this like this. No, Rawfield finds the
enemy
kill into
remaining.
Helef completely unsuspecting of somebody coming in from garage, and now it's up to Rapport. The clutch man himself. He's clutched out a couple of rounds in this map and in the previous. Is he gonna be able to do it
Look.
again? Time of the essence here. Oh,
He's not
playing
going
around-
to defuse for sure.
He's playing with his food. He's playing with his food.
Oh.
He throws in the
My
recon.
God.
And there it is. It's probably the end here, ladies and gentlemen. What a shot by Vapor. And what a game by Velocity. 2-0. And Velocity proceed to the finals.
And guess what? Look at DM. It's just being cute there. It's like, yeah, it's not the kind of finish that they wanted, but guess what? It's an eco finish coming in for the side of Velocity, but 2-0 nevertheless. And Global Esports, they better be ready for this. And bye-bye Deathmaker. Yep, there you go. And talking about the match here itself, Enigma Gaming, I told you that Velocity, whoever was gonna win the map of Haven, it better be dominant, right? And Velocity, they started off in a really dominant fashion, but moving on forward, Enigma did try to make a comeback, but it was too little, too late. Unfortunately for them, they will not be heading on to the map of Vine, where I actually thought that they might actually take it home 2-1.
One enemy remaining.
Yeah, even I thought that we're probably going to see that 2-1 scoreline, right? But then in the end, it was just the side of Velocity, and they're dominant in the first half and continuing on that as a couple of runs in the second. Until the point where they give away a little bit of,
Player standing.
ground. Well, they pulled it back 13 to 9, 12 to 9.
Remaining.
Could have gone a little bit worse as well, but still works out in the end. Oh boy. Now, the only thing that we are to consider is what is going to happen in the grand finals. Enigma, they have been beaten. We are going to be seeing the Val Classico, ladies and gentlemen. And what better way to end the WD Black Cup Season 2.
30 seconds left.
Global Esports sitting pretty, waiting for the winner of this, and they
10
have it.
seconds left.
Worthy
enemy
rival
remaining.
indeed. I am just so stoked for this. I have absolutely so much expectations from the next one, especially it being a grand final. We're just gonna have to wait and see how that ends up. But here, Enigma, they did put out as much of a fight as they could. The only problem was it didn't end up being in their favor. 13 to 11 and 13 to 9. It came as close as possible.
Grounded.
But that was all it was going to be. No victory for them.
Remaining.
They could not even pull out one map. That's going to be the end of their journey in this WD Black Cup Season 2. But a third place finish isn't that bad, is it?
It is not bad indeed,
enemy remaining.
Enigma Gaming, they did put up a really good fight throughout the tournament, but Velocity Gaming, they did not drop a match, right? They did not drop a match here in this particular season 2. But let's take a look at the scoreboard. Once again, it's DM and Vibor that are taking the top 2 spots. I would be disappointed if DM wasn't on top. 25 kills, 83 econ rating, 6 first. Vibor, what a day he's been having. First with Viper, 25 kills, and now with Sova, 23 to 16. No first plus, but that's okay. And then Enigma, RVK 20, Antidote 18, Hika 60, sitting on 16, Raffle 17, but he does have 5 first plus. But we expected a bit more from him. Rexy, on the other hand, has 15 kills. Marzul only has 13, Helef on 14, right away sits on 12. But here's the thing. Although, it's like a sandwich. I mean, once again, VLT is on top, but at the same time, VLT is at bottom as well. But that's the thing here. Everyone on the side of VLT is doing their job, right? Sticking to their respective role. Right away is the support, Helef the support, Marzul the support, Vibur. It's supposed to be support, but it's like, nah, screw that. I don't follow rules. I make rules, but I don't follow them. Those were some incredible clutches coming in from Vibur. But a really good try. You gotta give it to him. I mean, Enigma, they did put up a really good fight in both the matches. First one on the split, where we actually thought Enigma might come out on top, then Velocity pulled up an insane comeback from under the bed. But then moving on to the map of Haven, we did predict that it should be a dominant run, and Velocity was dominant until Enigma pulled up a small comeback. As I said, too little, too late.
Yeah, it was a little too late for them. They did put in a team effort. You can see it in their kills as well, right? Everybody's got kills. 20 for RVK, 18 for Antidote, 16 for Hiccup, 17 for Rafuel, 15 for Rexy. They did put in a team effort, but they weren't impact frags. Even though they all performed, impact frags is what make a difference. They pulled out all those kills in the second half, and that's exactly why they got those 9 rounds. But in the first half, the way Deathmaker and Vibor were playing, and throughout the entire game, actually, was just absolutely amazing. And that's exactly why Velocity, whether or not they've had players at the bottom of the table, doesn't matter. They have pulled out a win, and they pulled it out convincingly, and they put themselves in the grand final, competing for those $5,000 prize pool. First prize is $5,000 and a $10,000 prize pool.
And there's only one thing left to say, and that is it's going to be a hell of a match tomorrow. It was going to be a hell of a match nevertheless, but it's the El Clasico, once again, or Val Clasico as we call it. Global Esports. It's been a long wait for them, and the wait is over finally. How many more? Let's say 20 more hours, and we will be looking at that. Look at that. Oh, that was just a bad joke that I made. Anyway, the grand finals. Global Esports will be facing off against Velocity Gaming. And one thing's for sure, it can go either way. It can go towards in the favor of Global Esports, where it has been going recently. But at the same time, Velocity Gaming, after the addition of Deathmaker, they have been looking really strong. And I think it's the first time they're facing Global Esports after the addition of Deathmaker, if I'm not wrong.
I actually am not sure. I think I can't remember because it's been a while since Deathmaker was added. But I'm pretty sure they faced them. Maybe not. Let's find out because hey, in the end, it's gonna be a great matchup. That's all that we care about. Both of the juggernauts going up against each other of the of the Valorant scene in the South Asian region, and whether or not they're gonna be able to make a difference in their own gameplay tomorrow is something that we're going to have to wait and see. 5 p.m. tomorrow, ladies and gentlemen, a best of 5 that is going to throw your socks straight off your feet because it's going to be a hell of a game. So don't forget to tune in onto the Skyesports channel at that time tomorrow so that we can provide with you with the Val Clasico.
Yep, I am already looking forward to see. I'm going to be setting my alarm already for tomorrow morning. I need to wake up, get ready, and it's going to be one hell of a match for sure. I'm like 95% sure that we will be seeing all 5 maps being played. Now, here's the thing. What map is going to be banned is first question in my mind. But yeah, I know there's a lot of time for that, but it's the Global Esports Velocity, right? The excitement already is getting to me. You can see it. I'm already getting hyperactive just talking about the match. But yeah, I'll just hold my horses. And all you need to do is just subscribe to Skyesports and make sure you have the notifications on. Because once the match goes live, and if you miss a couple of, even a couple of minutes of action, trust me, you don't want to miss any minute of that particular matchup because Global Esports, they've been waiting so long for How many teams is it again? 128, 256 teams, I believe. It was an open qualifier. And it was a really long journey for Velocity as well. And that long journey has actually prepared them for this particular matchup, Global versus Velocity.
Yeah, and don't worry, ladies and gentlemen. We all know what you've been waiting for is going to be coming up on your screens in just a bit. We have the interview with Velocity Gaming players coming up in just a couple of minutes. And you're going to see your favorite players talk to our Hindi desk, and they are going to ask them some questions about what exactly it has been their journey like now that they're in the finals as well. They're going to be playing against Global Esports, the Val Classico yet again. The top two teams of the region are going to be fighting it off. And to be honest, it's been a hell of a day today. I think that, with everything that's happened, again, between these two teams, we're going to talk about it pretty soon as the interview for these for the team of Enigma also should be coming up. First is Velocity. And as soon as it comes up, you're going to have it right now.
हम अच्छे हैं
अच्छे बहुत अच्छे हैं आप लोग तो मतलब ओके सो कुछ भी हो जाए सबसे पहले मेरा जो सवाल है वो राइट टू इस आपसे ही रहने वाला है सोवा तो खतरे में आ चुका है अभी सोवा खतरे में है सो व्हाट्स योर प्लान
प्लान एज इन जब हम लोग विबोर को टीम में लाया था बिकॉज अनुज ब्रेक पे है सो विबोर ही एक्चुअली स्काई खेल रहा था मैं ही सोवा खेल रहा था बट ही सेड कि कुछ मैप्स में उसको स्काई कंफर्टेबल नहीं है वो खेलने को सो आई सेड ओके आई कैन प्ले स्काई क्योंकि मेरे दोनों एजेंट्स वही कंफर्ट है मेरे एंड देन इट्स वर्किंग गुड फॉर द टीम एंड वी आर हैप्पी विद द रिजल्ट्स
वेल दैट्स रियली ग्रेट मैं एक सवाल आपसे पूछना चाहूँगा कि विदाउट अनुज भैया आप लोग जितनी बढ़िया तरीके से गेम प्ले दिखा रहे हैं यू हैवंट येट ड्रॉप्ड आई थिंक आपका एक ही मैप ड्रॉप हुआ था अपर ब्रैकेट फाइनल्स में विदाउट दैट देयर हैजंट बीन अ सिंगल मैप लॉस देयर तो इतना बढ़िया परफॉर्मेंस हाउ फार आप पांचों मिलके एक साथ खेले बिकॉज विभोर जस्ट गेमिंग एंड देयर इज MW1 नहीं खेल रहे हैं अभी उसके साथ साथ अनुज भैया भी नहीं है तो विदाउट दैट इज वेल कैसे आप इतना ज़्यादा प्रोडक्टिवली खेल पा रहे हैं
So actually we already have a plan कि हम लोग का जो schedule रहने वाला था this year end तक कि we are giving Anuj the break जितना हो सके possible so he can recover for the next year. So we knew कि हम लोग को ये 5 जन stick करके जो भी events रहने वाले this month and next month वो हम लोग को अपने के full force में देना है like VLT का नाम ऊपर रखना है events जीतते जाना है. So yeah we are quite prepared like हर matches देखते हैं जो भी mistakes हो रहा है slowly grow हो रहे हैं.
That's just amazing. Well, एक सवाल इन जनरल मैं आपकी पूरी टीम से पूछने वाला हूँ. Well, डेथ मेकर तो पीछे बहुत हंस रहे हैं उनको भी यहाँ पर चेयर पे बिठाएंगे जरूर. So आपने यहाँ पर जीत सिक्योर कर ली है and tomorrow it's possibly one of the biggest matches जो इंडियन वैलोरेंट में हमें देखने का मौका मिलता है. It's the biggest match. Global versus VLT.
Yeah.
Firstly, preparations आप बहुत ज़्यादा लेंगे इसके लिए, no doubt on that. But I think you were already mentally prepared. कुछ ऐसा होने वाला in the end.
Like मैंने उनके बारे में फिलहाल सोचा नहीं था because we had to win this final because परसों जो हम विनर ब्रैकेट जीत के सिक्योर किया था slot it doesn't guarantee कि हम लोग फाइनल जा रहे हैं so we are ready to play Skyesports और Enigma तो उनके लिए हम लोग प्रिपेयर कर रहे थे and yesterday नहीं पर लोअर ब्रैकेट का बात कर रहा हूँ मैं so जो हम लोग का विनर ब्रैकेट का मैच हुआ था उसमें we lost heaven map उसका देखा हम लोग ने क्या गलतियां किए थे एंड यू कुड सी द इम्प्रूवमेंट अभी जो हम लोग का फाइनल मैप हुआ था एंड इवन स्प्लिट मैप में यस्टरडे परसों जो जीते थे हम अच्छा खेले थे ऐसा नहीं बट उसमें भी थोड़े मिस्टेक्स हो रहे थे तो वो एडजस्टमेंट करके स्प्लिट भी हम लोग ने अच्छा कमबैक किया इस बार सो या अभी ग्लोबल के लिए आज रात को एंड टुमारो मॉर्निंग प्रिपेयर होगा एंड
अभी क्लास होने
वाला है फाइनल्स अच्छा होगा
That's amazing. Final अच्छा नहीं बहुत बढ़िया होगा. I seriously trust you guys and Global at the same level की बहुत ज़्यादा competition होने वाला है. Well, अभी मैं यहाँ पे बात करना चाहूँगा विभोर से जो कि तहल का मचा के रखे हैं अभी के लिए.
तहल का मचा के रखा है yes.
Absolutely.
विभोर from Ahmedabad.
Hello.
Okay, hi Vibhor. First of all, welcome back. Firstly तो welcome back.
Thank you.
आते ही तो तबाही मचा के रखे लाइक हाउ मेनी क्लचेस डिड यू पुल आउट 6 क्लचेस ठीक है 6 क्लचेस
मेरे को नहीं पता
हम देख रहे थे आई हैव नोटेड डाउन एवरीथिंग 6 क्लचेस एंड देयर वर 4 3 kills हाउ इतने टाइम बाद कैसे
बस इतने टाइम बाद कॉम्पिटिटिव सीन में आया तो थोड़ा मैं फ्रीली खेल रहा था. इतना टाइम से ऐसा कॉम्पिटिटिव मैचेस नहीं खेला था तो इतना मैं सोच नहीं रहा था कि क्या स्टेक्स है वगैरह. जस्ट अपना गेम खेलने की कोशिश कर रहा था जो मैं नॉर्मली रैंक में करता हूँ वही कर रहा था. एंड दैट वर्कड आउट.
that's amazing for you. Well, सबसे उसके बाद मैं आपको पूछने वाला हूँ कि how are you feeling कि इतने टाइम बाद आप आए, आपने खेला and you have actually led your team to the victory. 23 kills सोवा के ऊपर. राइट टू एस को हमने बहुत देखा है, हमने बहुत ज़्यादा देखा है, बट यू कमिंग इन आफ्टर सच अ लॉन्ग टाइम एंड डूइंग दैट, लाइक आपको कैसा लग रहा है आगे आने वाले इस बहुत बड़े मैच के लिए?
बस अब सब मैप में सोवा इससे ले लिया है मैंने. अब हर मैप में स्काई खेलने वाला है तो वाइपर खेलने वाला है. अब सोवा में ही खेलने वाला हूँ हर मैप में.
ओके, वाइपर आने वाला है इसकी तरफ से. इंटरेस्टिंग देयर. तो अनुज भैया आइस बॉक्स में क्या खेलेंगे फिर?
अनुज भाई आइस बॉक्स में, अनुज भाई तो सेज ही खेलेगा आइस बॉक्स में. सेज में ना वो हमारे
सेज में बैटल सेज, यू मीन बैटल सेज. दैट्स जस्ट अमेजिंग.
स्पाइक में ना, उनका काम है स्पाइक प्लांट करके देना.
बाकी तो टीम की जिम्मेदारी है.
बाकी बस सनी को फिर राउंड निकालना है.
ऑलराइट. एंड अगर हम बात करते हैं यहाँ पर, आपको ऑलरेडी पता है कि नेक्स्ट जो मेजर इवेंट आ रहा है दैट्स गोइंग टू बी ट्राई सीरीज. उसके लिए व्हाट हैव बीन योर प्रिपरेशंस एंड व्हाट डू यू हैव टू से अबाउट द एंटायर इवेंट?
अभी तो हम लोग ट्राई नेशन के लिए अभी सोच नहीं रहे. अभी फिलहाल तो हमारा लाइक आवर आइज आर ऑन ग्लोबल ई स्पोर्ट्स राइट नाउ. वी वांट टू डिफीट देम टुमारो. बाद में उसके बाद हम ट्राई सीरीज के लिए प्रिपरेशन शुरू करेंगे. बट करेंटली हम लोग को ये किंग ऑफ द हिल वाला टूर्नामेंट जीतना है.
ओके, दैट्स जस्ट अमेजिंग. WD ब्लैक कप सीजन 2 इंतजार रहेगा आप लोगों का. आई एम नॉट गोइंग टू कीप यू गाइज वेटिंग. सबको ऑल द बेस्ट. एक बार मेरे से थम्स अप, आई होप मेरा दिख रहा है. सबको ऑल द बेस्ट. ठीक है, कल के लिए फुल प्रिपरेशन करके आइए. वी आर गोइंग टू बी देयर आपके होस्ट बन करके. एंड वंस अगेन कांग्रेचुलेशंस एंड विल सी यू टुमारो एट द ग्रैंड फाइनल्स.
ऑल द बेस्ट.
थैंक यू.
Well, that is just amazing. And इसी के साथ साथ अगर हम बात करेंगे, this was
Well, that was the interview of Velocity Gaming on our screens, ladies and gentlemen. We have Enigma up next. We are going to be talking to them, but the winners of this matchup have given their views, have given their insights as to what exactly happened. Vibor, interesting fellow right there. He is an absolute beast of a player. He's taken over Sova, clearly it looks like, and he's doing a lot of difference in the team. But yeah, it's great to see him. It's great to see all of the Velocity players play at their best. And just like Captain Price said, all the best for them for tomorrow, because tomorrow they're going to need a lot of preparation for. And before we do have, a lot more talk about Velocity and their players, we have Enigma given their sides, and their interview is going to be coming up in just a few seconds. But Edge, I want to know from you, what do you think Velocity need to do tomorrow to take down Global?
Well, first things first, they don't have a Matarasu, right? So the IGL role, I believe, is on the shoulders of Vibor or Right to Ace, right? I mean, I'm most probably sure it's either of these two. I think it's Vibor because of him taking the timeout there, but anyone can take a timeout. That's what I think. That's what usually happens. The IGL takes the timeouts. So it's either Right to Ace or maybe they're going in with two IGLs. Some teams do that. So it all depends on the map ban. Who gets the map ban is the question. Because here's the thing: if Global get the map ban, they will ban Breeze because no one wants to play Velocity on Breeze. Simple as that. And if Velocity does get that map ban, they will go ahead and ban Ascent, as we all know, right? So if Breeze come into play, that's going to be Velocity's first pick, and which means they already have one map in the bag. And if Global get that map ban, which means Ascent is going to be in the cards, and which means Global will have one map in the bag already. So it's basically going to be a best of 4 from there on forward, at least on paper, right? I mean, we haven't seen anyone beat Velocity. I mean, any Indian team beat Velocity on the map of Breeze. That's all I'm saying. We did see them, facing off against other teams, not having a great performance, actually having a great performance, but not coming out on top at the end. But no Indian team as of now, at least, according to my stats that I have right here, according to my research, I haven't seen a single Indian team beat Velocity on the map of Breeze. So that is what I'm looking forward to. The map veto is going to be crucial. And so Velocity better come up with, they do have to play the 5 maps, but the order in which they're going to be playing those 5 maps is going to be crucial here, if you ask me, Uni.
True, I think that Breeze is a strong map for them. I think this being a best of 5 is gonna be there. It's gonna have some maps that's gonna be good for global, some maps it's gonna be good for velocity, and some map maybe one or two maps or one map maybe that's probably gonna be not good for the other, right? So whichever team picks up the map that they think they're comfortable with, that immediately makes them a little bit more, thinking about, okay, you know what, we can put this in the map pool. We have Sand, we have Bind, we have Icebox. Probably, I'm pretty sure we're going to see an Icebox. I'm pretty sure we're going to probably see, I'm not quite sure Breeze is going to be that difficult for global. Excuse me. I think that Breeze is something that even global will be perfectly fine with. We're just going to have to wait and see tomorrow. But so far, VLT, they deserve a little bit of a break, but the work is not done yet. They can take a bit of a break, maybe just have a couple of whatever they want to make themselves feel energized, make themselves feel strong enough to compete tomorrow. Eat well, sleep well, practice well tomorrow morning, because come 5 p.m. tomorrow, it is going to be a long night. I don't think this is going to 3-0 anyway. This is not going to be a 3-0 matchup. This is going to be a 3-2 matchup based on whoever wins which map. It's all going to come down to the 5th map. Ladies and gentlemen, Global Esports have been waiting for this moment as being the king of the hill, and they are going to be competing for this title now. And the side of Enigma, well, they will be having their moment too. They are the 3rd placed team in the WD Black Cup season 2, and I want to know your thoughts on them. What do you think about Enigma? How far have they come along, and how far can they go?
Well, I mean, if people might think that Enigma just lost, which means the show is done for them and that the work is done. But guess what? Their work just begun, because now they have lost 2-0 against a team like Velocity, which means they're not going to be taking any breaks. They're going to go straight back to the drawing board. They're going to make sure they analyze what the mistakes were and where they were lacking. First things first, I'm pretty sure they are going to go and analyze the map of split, because they had a really good lead, 11-7, as we know, 11-7, and from there on forward, they just couldn't win one round.
Yeah.
So not really sure what the issue was, but whatever it was, I'm pretty sure they are gonna come up with this solution. And the next time we see Enigma on the map of split, because that's a good any map in that matter, they will come out on strong. And with that, we have the interview with the Enigma players live. So let's just head into that.
So कैसे आप लोग सब?
बस बढ़िया. How are you guys? Thank you so much for having us. हम तो बढ़िया ही है. अभी जस्ट मैच खत्म हुआ, थोड़ा माहौल थोड़ा डाउन है बिकॉज बहुत क्लोज गेम था. एज आई लाइक कैसा बोल सकते हैं, मतलब टू क्लोज येट सो फार जो बोलते हैं. थोड़े थोड़े मिस्टेक्स हुए गेम में और इसके लिए राउंड कॉस्ट हुआ और मैप कॉस्ट हुआ.
वेल, नो डाउट्स ऑन दैट पार्ट. मेरा पहला सवाल आपसे ही रहने वाला है एंटी. द क्वेश्चन इज गोइंग टू बी कि ये दूसरा टूर्नामेंट है जो आपने एज एन आईजीएल अपने टीम को गाइड किया है, एंड आप टॉप 3 फिनिशेस में आए हैं. टॉप 3 टीम्स में आप फिनिश ऑफ कर रहे हैं. पिछले टूर्नामेंट में आपने कहा था हमसे कि आप एक्सपेक्ट नहीं कर रहे थे इतना बढ़िया परफॉर्मेंस, बट व्हाट वाज योर टारगेट फॉर द टूर्नामेंट एंड आर यू सैटिस्फाइड विद योर ओन परफॉर्मेंस?
सेटिस्फैक्शन की बात है तो आई थिंक मैं 50% सेटिस्फाइड हूँ, बिकॉज जो हम लोग ने टारगेट किया था कि फाइनल्स खेलेंगे, बिकॉज किंग ऑफ द हिल जो ब्रैकेट या जो फॉर्मेट का है वो ऑलरेडी ग्लोबल ई-स्पोर्ट्स ऊपर बैठी है. तो फॉर अस दिस इज द फाइनल, द कॉन्टेंडर फाइनल. तो ये ब्रैकेट में हम लोग को था कि यस फाइनल्स तक जाएंगे, फाइनल्स पे कोई भी अच्छा खेलने का कोशिश करेंगे. तो आई थिंक वो जो टारगेट था वो फिल किया. बट अगेन हम लोग जैसा सोचे थे कि इस बार पहला सीजन खेले थे कि अपने को समझने कि हम लोग किधर स्टैंड करते हैं अगेंस्ट द बेस्ट इन द रीजन, फॉर एग्जांपल GVLT. बट ये टूर्नामेंट हम लोग खेले थे कि हम लोग दिखाने के लिए कि हम लोग कैसा खेल सकते हैं और हम लोग कैसा है क्या है. तो आई थिंक वो हिसाब से जो रिजल्ट्स आया है, फॉर एग्जांपल कि हम लोग ने काफ़ी जगह पे मैप जीता है और बहुत क्लोज राउंड्स या क्लोज गेम हुआ है जो हम लोग हारे हैं. तो वो हिसाब से मैं थोड़ा हैप्पी नहीं हूँ, बिकॉज हम लोग और भी मेहनत कर सकते हैं और भी अच्छा कर सकते हैं. और जो पोटेंशियल मेरे टीम के पास है, मेरे प्लेयर्स के पास है, मुझे नहीं लगता कि हम लोग को जस्ट थोड़ा फिक्स करना है तो टॉप 1 या टॉप 2 आने के लिए।
वेल मैं आपके इस पर्टिकुलर थॉट को तो +100 कहना चाहूँगा, बिकॉज नेक्स्ट जो मेरा सवाल है वो इसी के रिलेटेड रहने वाला है। आप लोग 11 राउंड सिक्योर करके लीड पे थे, 11-5 का स्कोर था स्प्लिट के मैप के ऊपर। यू हैड टू अटैक, एंड हमें पता है स्प्लिट कितना ज़्यादा डेंजरस मैप है जब आप अटैक पे रहते हैं। सो व्हाट एग्जैक्टली वेंट रॉन्ग देयर, बिकॉज उसके बाद एक भी राउंड सिक्योर करना इट वॉज सो वेरी डिफिकल्ट। 11-6 से ओवरऑल मैंने जाके स्कोर देखा, इट वॉज 11-13. I know it's very heartbreaking, but what exactly went wrong there, Andy?
There is a theory, Valorant का हो या काउंटर स्ट्राइक का हो, जो भी FPS गेम का हो, जो जितना साल मैंने खेला है उसका एक्सपीरियंस से बता सकता हूँ कि व्हेन यू आर प्लेइंग द फेवरेट्स, ठीक है, तो इट इज इजी कि तुम क्विक लीड ले लो, ठीक है, बट इट्स वेरी डिफिकल्ट टू क्लोज द गेम बिकॉज दैट हैपेंड विथ अस व्हेन वी प्लेड अगेंस्ट एक्सीली यस्टरडे। वी वर द फेवरेट्स एंड हम लोग 8-0 डाउन थे, उन लोग ने गेम एंड नहीं कर पाए, हम लोग कम बैक करके जीते। सो ये एक थ्योरी है कि तुम जितना भी फ्लाइंग स्टार्ट ले लो, 7-0, 8-0, 9-0, अंटिल 13वीं राउंड हम लोग जीतते हैं, वो गेम खत्म नहीं होता है। ये नंबर 1 है। दिस इज द थ्योरी की फेवरेट्स के साथ मैप कंप्लीट करना या एंड करना सबसे बड़ी डिफिकल्ट टास्क है FPS गेम या वैलोरेंट या काउंटर स्ट्राइक जो भी है उसके अंदर। और नंबर 2 है कि आई थिंक उन लोग ने काफी अच्छा अडेप्ट किया है, हम लोग का प्ले स्टाइल, हम लोग ने भी काफी कुछ चेंजेस किया है, बट उसके अंदर ही उन लोग काफी राउंड मिड राउंड बहुत अच्छा अडेप्ट किया है। और डेथ मेकर ने काफी अच्छा पहला किल्स निकाल रहा था वो ऑप के साथ, राइफल के साथ हम लोग अगेंस्ट, तो वो पहला किल जो लाके दे रहा था वो काफी एडवांटेज था VLT के लिए, तो उसके अराउंड वो लोग काफी अच्छा खेले लेटर। तो मुझे लगा वो सबसे, ये दोनों चीजों की वजह से हम लोग क्लोज नहीं कर पाए वो गेम और मैप हार गए।
वेल थर्ड पोजीशन आप लोग फिनिश कर चुके हैं ऑलरेडी, एंड देयर इज नथिंग दैट गोना चेंज दैट, एटलीस्ट फॉर दिस टाइम। मैं तो एक्सपेक्ट करूंगा कि आप आए आगे नेक्स्ट टूर्नामेंट में आके टॉप 2 मे बी चैंपियंस बन जाए। वेल इट्स ऑल ऑन दैट लर्निंग देयर। बट उसी के साथ साथ मेरा एक सवाल रहने वाला है कि इतना ज़्यादा आपने ग्राइंड किया है, लेट्स से कि हाँ आपने ग्राइंड किया, आप अनसक्सेसफुल रहे, आप लोगों ने बहुत सारी गलतियाँ आपने परखा होगा, यू विल बी डिस्कसिंग विद योर टीम एंड ऑल, बट कल का जो मैच है VLT वर्सेस GE, इट्स वेल क्लासिको, हम सब जानते हैं। उसके लिए आपके बारे में आपके दिमाग में कुछ चल रहा है रिगार्डिंग दैट मैच देयर?
वो भी इस टीम का पार्ट थे, तो वेल क्लासिको।
वेल क्लासिको, हाँ, एज ही सेड कि हाँ मैं भी उसका पार्ट था, बट वी हैव टू, लाइक एवरीवन हैज टू मूव ऑन। और उसके साथ साथ मैं दोनों टीम को ऑल द बेस्ट बोलना चाहूँगा, और मैं द बेस्ट टीम विन। बट वो जो सॉफ्ट कॉर्नर VLT के लिए रहता है, तो ऑफ कोर्स पर्सनली आई विल बी चेयरिंग फॉर VLT, बट जी भी वेरी स्ट्रॉन्ग कंटेंडर, उन लोग ने जैसा रिसेंट टाइम से परफॉर्म किया है इंटरनेशनल टूर्नामेंट्स हो या डोमेस्टिक टूर्नामेंट्स हो, दोनों में, तो आई थिंक इट्स गोना बी द परफेक्ट फाइनल्स फॉर द Valorant spectators in India.
That is just amazing. Anything you have to say to all your fans before we can let you go and start preparing for the next map?
I think all I wanted to say is thank you so much for believing in us, and continuously जो तुम लोग का good wishes आता है वो काफ़ी help करता है हम लोग को, because it's a process जो हम लोग ने चालू किया है 1.5 महीने पहले एनिग्मा के अंदर ये प्रोजेक्ट में, तो वो प्रोसेस चल रहा है। और मैं काफ़ी खुश हूँ एनवायरनमेंट के लिए, मेरी मैनेजमेंट और मेरी टीम का एनवायरनमेंट जो है उससे काफ़ी खुश हूँ, और मुझे लगता है कि हम लोग सही दिशा में जा रहे हैं। छोटे छोटे मिस्टेक्स हो रहे हैं, इसके लिए हम लोग राउंड हार रहे हैं, बट वो जो सेल्फ बिलीव, वो जो कॉन्फिडेंस एक टीम को रहना चाहिए कि यस वी आर देयर, वी कैन बीट दोज टॉप गन्स इन इंडिया, वो ऑलरेडी आ चुका है। एंड आई थिंक वो काफ़ी एक बड़ा एडवांटेज होता है, जो कि थर्ड टीम हो या फोर्थ टीम जो सीड रहती है, उनका वो सेल्फ बिलीफ आना चाहिए कि हाँ अगर मैं मैदान में उतर रहा हूँ तो हम लोग जीतने के लिए खेल रहे हैं। ऐसा नहीं कि हम लोग अच्छा स्कोर करेंगे, मेरे को तो मालूम ही है हारेंगे बट अच्छा स्कोर करेंगे, ऐसा बिल्कुल नहीं है। मेरी टीम में ऑलरेडी बिलीव है कि इफ यू आर प्लेइंग, इफ यू आर मेकिंग लेस मिस्टेक्स, देन वी कैन विन एनी अगेंस्ट एनी टीम ऑन आवर डे। सो या ये सब फैंस के मोटिवेशन के लिए ही आता है मोस्टली, और ऐसा मोटिवेट करते रहिए और एनिग्मा को और मेरी टीम को सपोर्ट करते रहे। थैंक यू सो मच। ऑल्सो बिग शाउट आउट टू स्काई स्पोर्ट्स कि आप लोगों ने जितना इंडियन सीन के लिए किया है वो काबिले तारीफ है। लाइक इतने सारे बड़े बड़े टूर्नामेंट्स, इतने सारे इन्वेस्टमेंट्स जो भी हो वो इंडियन इकोसिस्टम को बहुत हेल्प करता है. तो थैंक यू सो मच एंड आई होप आप लोग आगे भी इतने अच्छे काम करते रहो और हम लोग उसका पार्ट बन सके.
एब्सोल्युटली 3 महीनों में आपने जो भी किया है इट हैज़ बीन अमेजिंग, स्पेशली बीइंग अ न्यूली फॉर्म टीम. मैं 1 साल बाद देखना चाहता हूँ कहाँ पर रहेगी एनिग्मा. लाइक आई एम टेलिंग यू लाइक दिस, लाइक कहाँ पर रहेगी एनिग्मा. आई रियली वांट टू सी दैट. ऑल द बेस्ट टू यू गाइज एंड अगली बार जरूर मिलेंगे अगले टूर्नामेंट में. we're just gonna see you back there. Thank you so much for joining us here on the desk and once again congratulations to you guys.
Thank you so much.
Well, amazing team.
Well, that was the side of Enigma and Antidote giving his thoughts and views about what exactly just happened, about tomorrow's matchup, and what exactly we can expect from the side of Enigma in the year to come. Let's now go to the standings of the top 5 players of this tournament. And I think you can see it and agree with us all over here, ladies and gentlemen. Deathmaker is in a league of his own. Rafael did his best, but there's nothing more he could do. With 203 kills and 119 deaths, at 337 ACS, Deathmaker is right now in the #1 spot. And it doesn't look like anybody's going to remove him from there. But for the remaining 4 players who are on this, their journey has ended one after the other. Rafael was the only other player left, but even his journey has now concluded.
That is true. And it's pretty much the same before this contender finals began. Right, it's the same standings. Deathmaker, the only thing that changed right now is the ACS of Rafael has actually increased, if I'm not wrong. But at the same time, the ACS of Deathmaker actually decreased by 13. He had an ACS of 350, which was absolutely beautiful and dominant as well, obviously. But right now it's down to 330. So here we go. One last match, the Grand Finals, and the El Clasico continues as we say. Global Esports, the current king of the hill, the current champions, but right now Velocity Gaming, they are coming in to take that crown away from Global Esports. Let's see. I mean, we have to wait, obviously, till tomorrow 5 p.m. to see if Velocity will be, crowned the new king of the hill, or are Global Esports going to defend the title that they truly deserve.
Well, we will find out soon enough. It's just a little over 24 hours away, just a little under 24 hours away. And it is going to be a great game tomorrow. We just have to wait and watch out because the El Clasico is going to continue just like it says on the screen. And it is going to be an amazing matchup. Now, what are you expecting, Edge? I want to know from you. What do you think is going to happen tomorrow? Who is going to win this El Clasico?
Well, that's just you putting me in a situation where I don't want to be in, to be honest. It is, I'm out of words. But yeah, I'll just be honest. What I feel like is Velocity will come out on top, but at the same time, Global. It's not going to be a 3-0. It's not going to be a 3-1. It's going to be a 3-2. But I still think that Velocity will come out on top. Global, yes, they are one hell of a team. They have been putting up some brilliant performances, not only in Indian region, but all other regions as well, Southeast Asia. So it's not going to be easy to take them down, especially SK Rossi. I mean, the man's a beast. You say that Mega's in a league on his own, but guess what? SK Rossi has his own set of rules, has his own, he just plays a different game. We're all playing a 5 versus 5 Valorant. Well, there's Rossi just playing a 1v5. He can take down every single player on the side of Velocity. But if there's any team that can beat Global Esports, it's the side of Velocity right now, with the kind of gameplay and with the current roster that they have and the synergy that is between the players on the side of Velocity. It is going to be a close one. But if you ask me my honest opinion, I still think Velocity will come out on top 3-2. But what about you? Who do you think is going to come out on top, Uni?
I think I'm gonna have to go with Velocity coming out on top as well. I think that they are in a great form right now, and yeah, I think this is probably gonna be for them to take it as we are pretty much done. But before we are done, let's have a look at the King Out of the Hill video, which will be yeah. I think we're gonna have a look at that a little later. But yeah, I think we are pretty much done and dusted for today, ladies and gentlemen. We are going to be seeing you all tomorrow at the same time, 5 p.m. Don't forget to be there. Set your reminders, hit the notification bell icon, whatever it is that you need. Everything will be on the reveal for tomorrow's final matchup. This is Universe, and I am joined with Edge. You are watching the WD Black Cup Season 2 Contender Final just got done, and we're waiting for the Grand Final. And we'll see you all tomorrow. Good night and happy gaming.
So you better start running. No, you can't control it in my bones. I'm coming for it, coming for it. I'm coming for the throne.
Little do they know that the beast has already been tamed by a fearless king.
jump and touch the light. We dance and we don't sleep until we die. We don't have to worry. Drink up the nights early. Keep dancing with the time running right. Suppose there are times when you lose your troubled mind. Suppose there are times when you're feeling found. Suppose there are days when your colors turn to gray. That's when you call me and know just what to say. We go out and on the night. We jump and touch the light. We dance and we don't sleep until we die. We don't have to worry. Drink up the night.